10:30 p.m. Wednesday night. Do you know where your children are?
I do. Do you know where Alex is?
He's not here for Off the Rails. But he's going to be here soon.
Or so he says.
Yeah, so he says. So, right now, it's just me, Greg Bowen, the Prime Minister of the Sinister.
Does it feel weird to introduce yourself?
It does feel weird to introduce myself. And the lovely Veronica Van Voorhees. How you doing this evening, Veronica?
Good. How are you?
Spectacular.
Very good. I think that we should... Something I want to talk about.
Okay.
And it goes into how we first met.
Okay. Okay.
How did we meet?
We met online. In a chat room.
What kind of a chat room?
An all faiths spiritual chat room.
That's right.
That's right.
So I knew that you would like this. This says a 3-year-old remembers being murdered in a past life, and no one believed him, so he leads adults to proof.
The child says he was murdered in a past life.
Yes.
Okay, so he knew that he was murdered?
He was, it says, living on the border of Syria and Israel. Told others in his village that he was murdered with an axe in his past life. And...
So he remembered actually being killed?
Yes.
And then he led people to the evidence?
The boy reportedly took a group of people to the village where he was born, identified his killer, and led them to the murder weapon. The 3-year-old apparently knew the killer's name, and when they confronted him, the killer reportedly turned white. To make this story even stranger, the 3-year-old allegedly led the others to a body that he says was his. And the villagers say the skeleton had a wound in the same area, that the young boy had the birthmark, which is where he said he was killed with an axe.
Interesting. So this story, it's out of Israel? Can you send me over the story?
I actually was just trying to do that, and then I'm not really sure what happened to it. Right here. Here we go. How about I just do it this way?
I think that's interesting. That would you call that evidence for reincarnation, or?
I would say so, but then you already know from 15 years of talking to me that I believe in such things.
Right.
Wait, here we go. Share.
Did you send that? I mean that's pretty solid evidence if that is in fact true. I mean, I would think that you can say that's good solid evidence of reincarnation or living past lives. Wouldn't you say so?
I would. Do you see it?
I see it.
You
I
got it.
I'm pulling it up.
From the Mind Unleashed. Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to do here, first, let's give out the studio line, 1-800-525-4032, 1-800-525-4032. Want to open this up to the listeners and anybody here, and let's go ahead and post this. Can you go in and post as... We'll post this on the Facebook page so everybody else can see the story. Can you go in and post as Off the Rails?
I'm just learning how to do this stuff today. I just made my own Veronica page today.
Oh, you made a page for yourself?
I did.
So everybody should go out and find the Veronica Van Voorhees Facebook page and like that.
It says...
Well, I guess...
Is this it? I think I found it.
I guess they were able to bring the murderer to justice, and they tried him for the murder. Or are going to try him for the murder.
Okay, did I do that right?
Oh, pop-ups. It's like we're back in the beginning of the internet with all the pop-ups we get now,
I know.
especially on a smartphone. I can't believe how many pop-ups and how much crap you get on the smartphone. It's supposed to be so much better.
Well, I don't really get that on the Kindle. I like that about the Kindle.
That's true.
And I don't do anything. I don't do iPhones, iPods, iHouses, I don't do any of that stuff.
Not a big fan of Apple products myself. I mean, they're nice. They're very easy for people who don't understand technology very well. I think I would recommend them to grandma before an Android phone, but if you have any technological ability, Android's the way to go, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I'm having good luck doing this.
So this is from a book from an author about children and reincarnation, and the name of the book is Children Who Have Lived Lives, Children Who Have Lived Before, Reincarnation Today. And it's a book that contains children from all over the world that remember their past lives. So I would guess that as a child, that would be the time when you're more likely to remember your past life, since you're closer to it.
Well, I think the light at the end of the tunnel is the hospital lights at the end of the vajayjay.
So you think you think it's an immediate?
I think it can be.
Okay.
I think that it's completely. We are all unique, yet we are all one. We are all individual. We are all one, like drops out of the ocean. Each individual, unique little water droplet. Yet we still all make up all that is. And I believe that we choose every aspect of it. So if you want to go floating around like a comet, just kind of checking shit out, seeing how pretty things are, you can do that. You just want to, jump straight to the vajayjay, you can do that too.
Just come right back, have another life. You can do that immediately.
Mm-hmm. Why not? You're gonna tell me, show me how I'm wrong.
Well, that's the thing about beliefs. I mean, you can't
exactly.
You can't disprove them. You can't prove them. And I mean, death is the ultimate mystery. It's the one thing that none of us have an answer for, and it's the one thing that all of us want an answer for. So I think it's the one thing none of us are ever going to get an answer for. We only get one chance at getting that answer, and we're going to get that answer. And I don't think we should rush into it, quite frankly. I think we should enjoy the opportunity we have in this physical manifestation, in this meat sack.
So we should not crawl underneath the staircase inside your home to do some drugs, where you will then die and then be found a year later by your ex-wife in Alaska.
Well, the death part and the being found by the ex-wife, I'm imagining he was trying to get away from the ex-wife.
Well, the woman in Anchorage, Alaska, got the shock of her life when she discovered that her ex-husband, who had been declared missing a year prior, was actually underneath the staircase inside their home, dead. The man, 37-year-old Samuel Ephraim blah, 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 had been declared missing after he disappeared following a date. At the time of the disappearance, he and his wife were in the midst of a divorce and not living together. The home they had previously lived in together had been rented out to tenants, but before the tenants moved in, apparently he decided to return to the home and tuck into a crawl space underneath the staircase, where he died from what may have been drug-related causes. But okay, as one of my best friends on the planet, that I have no sense of smell. I still think, even in Alaska, I still think that I would smell a dead man after a year. I mean, you'd think.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you would think that you would smell it, but who knows what else they've got there? It is Alaska. I mean, who knows what other dead animals are there?
Okay, apparently the tenants were in the military.
Oh, so they weren't there anyway.
They were deployed for much of the time and apparently did not know that their house stank. However, when they moved out, the ex-wife came over to prepare the home for the new renters. She's the one who detected a foul smell and began looking around where she found her ex in the storage space underneath the stairs. Police do not suspect foul play. It actually says no pun intended.
Well, I tell you what, though, maybe completely going off the topic you expected
how do we know
here.
she didn't kill him and shove him under there, and then just a year later is like, oh, I just found my dead ex-husband inside my house.
Well, that's totally possible. I mean, they probably have a whole lot more hunting accidents than murders in Alaska as it is. So
True.
I would guess that's a possibility. But what I was thinking is, it's not really that odd. I mean, have you ever walked into somebody's house and detected a foul odor and wondered, like, how do you live here and you don't smell this?
Well, I mean, that's my cat box. There's no need to talk about that.
Well, I mean, I wasn't talking about your cat box. Never mind. Sorry, didn't mean to bring up a touchy subject for you.
Yeah. I don't. Ooh. Just saw a picture. Then it's one of those you catch a glimpse of something out of your peripheral vision, and then you think it's something completely different from what it is. It's apparently some sort of. I think it's a picture of livers. I think it's a bunch of livers on like shish kebab. Oh no, maybe they're tongues. Okay, I'm not sure. It's top 10 cancer-causing foods you eat every day. Well, I don't eat tongues every day, or livers.
Well,
I don't know.
Why not?
Because I don't have to yet.
Oh, so when the shit hits the fan and you have to eat them?
Then I will be eating every last snail out of your backyard. And there are a lot.
We do have a lot of snails in our backyard. We have a snail infestation, that's for sure.
It's pretty crazy.
Although I don't know that I really want to eat those snails.
I don't know that it's as crazy as what I'm looking at right now. These virtual reality headsets make farmed chickens believe they roam free.
Really? We're gonna put virtual reality masks on chickens?
Yeah.
In
I have
a
to
hen
figure
house?
out how to share this right now, so that everyone can see.
The world must see the virtual reality for chickens. That may be one of the most absurd things I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
What's next? Cable TV? I'm sure that Verizon and Bright House
it's
would
okay.
be
It's
all
got a
over
little
that.
microphone. Do you see the picture? It's a little microphone, little crazy looking. Wow.
I see the picture, and this is absurd.
I don't know how to describe that picture.
I don't know how to describe that picture either. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this up.
It kind of looks like an hourglass sideways.
I'm going to see if I can pull this up and put this on the screen for the viewers.
Viewer.
Hey.
Oh no! Wait, Alex and Danielle aren't here, so they are probably listening.
That's true. We probably do have more than usual.
Wow, I don't.
Well, go ahead and describe this as I kind of get the picture set.
Oh, okay.
Well, the story.
I know. I'm just it's taking me a moment here. Okay. So Sorry. All right. In recent years, people have started to take very, very and what first feasible idea to improve the lives of animals destined for human consumption, bigger roaming areas, free range, the Matrix. Wait, what? An assistant professor in design at Iowa State University, Austin Stewart, has released ideas for a project named Second Livestock, which involves tricking chickens into thinking that they are free range, while they are actually contained within small enclosures. This would be achieved by strapping virtual reality headsets onto farm chickens. It actually says in parentheses, stop laughing. These Oculus Rift headsets would therefore make the chickens believe that they are in a nicer, less stressful environment. And then again in parentheses, really try to stop laughing.
All right, I've got it on screen. This is the chicken shot right here. This is the virtual
That's
reality
the money shot.
Oh my goodness, the chickens with virtual reality headsets. I really think that we have gone too far. We have really gone too far into coddling our animals that we're raising to kill. I mean, let's just be honest. We are raising these animals to kill them.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Yes.
I don't want to abuse them.
To eat them.
To eat them. I mean, they're being used. They're not going to waste. We're not just murdering them for joy, but
Some people do.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But you know, I don't really think that they need virtual reality. I don't think that they need. Oh, wait a minute.
I think it's supposed to make them taste better because it makes them happy.
Well, I mean, 3-year-olds have iPhones. Why can't a chicken have virtual reality? Got no reason
First
why
of
not?
all, I want to know how much that costs to make the chicken taste that much better. Like, what's the cost to?
How much better does it make the chicken taste?
Right, exactly.
Are we really getting that much better of a chicken out of this? That was me.
Oh.
Hold on, let me silence it. My phone's over here vibrating and scaring her. Okay, so chickens with virtual reality, children remembering past lives. Where are we going to next, Veronica? Because we are all over the place with the topics this evening.
Well, you know, I have ADHD and I am not medicated. So that's what happens there. You could talk about the guy with the first name. Wait. I'm trying to. Did you just hit the microphone with the fan?
I totally did. It is hot in here.
Are you going to sing?
No, I am not, but I might take off all my clothes.
Oh.
Don't worry.
I'm taking off my glasses.
Yeah. I will not have the camera on me if I do that. So it's not like we have viewers anyway. Kidding.
It's cool.
It's not like we're producing compelling radio at the moment. Anyway.
You know what? Be quiet. Students 9 and 12 arrested for allegedly poisoning their teacher. 9 and 12. 9 and 12.
Well,
First of all, I'm not sure that I cared enough to kill a teacher.
at 9 years old, you just wanted to get out of class. You didn't care, right?
They put rat chemicals in her water bottle. Like that's not going to be noticed.
She won't taste it.
No.
She won't smell it. She won't taste
Yeah,
it. They will never detect it.
It's just the chlorine. You know how the water is just getting worse and worse these days.
They'll never know it was us. The entire class saw us standing over her water bottle giggling, but they're never going to trace it back to us at all. I swear to God, I do not have confidence in the next generation to lead us. Maybe we're better off with a libertarian society just to not let dumbasses be in charge. Maybe that's our best argument for a libertarian society is, do you really want this person to be in any position to make a decision for you? Any decision? One at all?
I'm looking at the quote here by one of the about the kids. The deputy police commissioner, Davis, said that the boys wanted to see what would happen to the teacher. Okay,
just the tip,
does this
just
mean,
to see how it feels.
I hate you. I had a perfectly good train of thought. That was
and it is now off the rails.
Okay, where's the fan? Give me the fan.
No,
Jesus
no.
God, why is it so fucking hot in here? I haven't even started to drink yet.
Here you go.
Drinking's not going to happen at this rate. I'll just melt.
Not at all. We're going to have to get Alex to move a fan in here. If he ever shows up. Alex.
He might not be.
Alex is behind schedule. They told us he was probably a half hour out from joining the show. So we'll see when he actually gets here. It depends on traffic.
Actually, I gave him some of that water.
Oh, the good water.
Uh-huh.
The fire water.
The poisoning a teacher water. The rat poison water.
Well, he'd never know. Put it in a Cuban sandwich. He'll eat it. He'll never know.
You know he's driving here listening to this going, oh, he said Cuban. Oh, Danielle, do you think we have time to stop and get a Cuban?
So he's going, Danielle, when we get there, I'm going to go in studio. You make me a Cuban.
You make me a Cuban. Nothing wrong with that. See, that's me being Alex. Did you like that?
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
That's
wrong
America.
with that. That's a good time.
That's America.
That's America.
It's like he's here.
Is that why it's so fucking hot?
Him letting out the hot air. It is toasty in here. It cannot be healthy for all the equipment in here. Although it's probably the equipment that's making it hot.
Yeah, but it's not usually like this. Why is it? Holy cow.
It's definitely hotter than normal.
Oh, I have to click on whatever. Are you smoking pot? Why, yes. Massachusetts police say a Springfield man blew through a stop sign and also blew a cloud of marijuana smoke when he was pulled over. An officer enforcing seatbelt laws as part of the annual Click It or Ticket campaign saw a vehicle drive through a stop sign Tuesday evening. When the driver stopped and rolled down the window, police say the officer was, quote, covered in a plume of smoke. Sergeant John Delaney said the officer asked, "Are you smoking marijuana while operating this motor vehicle?" The driver allegedly responded, "Why, yes, I am, officer." The 30-year-old driver was scheduled for arraignment Wednesday on charges of operating under the influence of drugs, failure to obey a stop sign, and failure to wear a seatbelt.
Well.
Nice.
The stop sign should really be the only law that mattered.
Why, yes, I am, officer.
Why, yes. I am. Would you like some? That should be a completely appropriate response. Why, yes, I am. Would you like some?
Man.
We live in a backwards world that is not an appropriate response. That's all I'm saying.
It's just a plant.
It's just a plant.
God is awesome. Man is not. Man made whiskey. God made pot. Just saying.
Now that's a nursery rhyme.
And our high school drinking toast of the evening.
For all the kids who are listening.
They're 9 and 12, and they're poisoning their teachers. Okay, these are not.
They need to be smoking pot. That's the problem.
Yes, they wouldn't be so angry. They wouldn't be trying to kill people. It is really, really, really uncomfortably warm in here.
Yes, I would agree. Definitely.
This is almost as uncomfortable as it was when I saw the cop in the parking lot of the Libertarian Convention.
Well, I think anybody that saw those cops was uncomfortable because it was a Libertarian Convention after all.
Well, I mean, you know, when I did the whole, is that a cop? And you were like, yeah, okay.
And so's that one.
So's that one. That's when my heart truly stopped, and it was like, great, I'm gonna get arrested. And the Tampa Bay is just right there. They could just walk over, do a story about the libertarian who was arrested for smoking weed at the convention.
And we're too close to the jail there too. See, I don't like breaking the law close to the jail. Not because the whole thing is I don't want them to like be able to walk me to jail. I want to make it a long ride for them. If they have to take me to jail, I want you to drive me as far as possible. I want to be as far as possible from the jail when I break a law. That way, if I get caught, they have to drive me as far as they can.
Is this a plan to have time to sober up?
Just, you know, the longer you're not in jail, you know, you know. I mean, why make it easy on them?
You're still in the back of a cop car, though. I mean,
well, it's kind of along the same lines of not answering any questions. It's like, why am I going to help you? Well, it's not my job. That's your job. That's why I pay you. I pay taxes, so yeah. I'm not going to help you. Drive me as far as possible. But luckily, it's not like I'd break a whole lot of laws.
Of course not.
No.
None of us do.
Just the ones that are stupid.
just the wrong ones.
Just the stupid laws that shouldn't be there anyway.
Yeah, well, that stupid law was... Oh. Baba was scared, that's all I'm going to say. Mama was scared.
Wasn't enough to stop you, though, was it?
For that moment.
That stupid law scared you, but didn't stop you.
I mean, for that, like, moment.
For the moment, I was scared.
I mean, like, I wasn't going to, like, oh, they kept going. Let's just keep on doing this.
I'm not sorry I did it. I'm sorry I got caught. Let's be honest.
Yes.
That's the world we live in, isn't it? What else you got over there, Veronica?
Well, Danielle wants us to talk about the man with the first name God who sues the credit rating agency, but I'm having a hell of a time getting that to want to come up for me.
I did see that one. The guy has the first name God. One of the three big credit agencies is denying. Basically, he's got bad credit because one of them's going, your name can't be God. No, that's not you. You're not God. And he's going, no, my name's God. I know my parents have a bad sense of humor, and this is kind of ridiculous, but yeah, my name's God. So, yeah, he's suing the credit agency because they're not buying it. They're like, no, your name's not God.
He was born with that name? Or legally changed? Or
it's my understanding. I don't have the story in front of me. For some reason, all the show prep is not in my hands. However, I do remember seeing that story, and If I understand correctly, he was given that name at birth by some ass gaskets for parents, and yeah, now he's living a life with the sort of trouble that you would think with parents, that you would have when you have the name God. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I know a bunch of people that have weird names for their kid.
Well,
Although, it's one thing to name your little fat baby something that rhymes with bacon. The child's name was Macon, okay? But for his first ever Halloween, they dressed him up as a Macon lettuce and tomato sandwich.
oh my God.
I shit you not.
Somebody might have to have the ass whooped for something like that. Yeah.
Apparently, rich people also don't have anything better to do than to come up with really dumb things to name their kids. Because, okay, so I was a bad kid, so my parents were either like, go to the rich kids preppy school or to the military school. Obviously. Wallace O'Neill Institute of Education, here I come. Where the headmaster sat me down on the first day and informed me that pink hair was not appropriate there.
Well.
Thus began my one and only year there, as I was not invited back.
Military academy it is, huh?
Yeah, but let me tell you, some of those kids, oh dear Lord, there was the one kid, his name was Scotty Scott.
Scotty Scott?
Scotty Scott. Really and truly what that guy's name was.
Someone with the last name Scott named their child Scotty.
Yes. This is what I am telling you.
This is all you need to know, folks. These people vote. You have any questions as to how we got where we are?
Scotty Scott.
These people vote.
I also went to school with Crystal Chandelier.
No.
Yes.
Crystal Chandelier.
This is why I'm telling you, rich people have nothing better to do than to come up with fucked up names for their kids, because in the 1 year, I met more weird named people than I have in my entire life. And these kids, I mean, it's like their real name.
I thought Candy Cane was bad. Crystal Chandelier. How'd you end up with the last name Chandelier in the first place? And why did you name your daughter Crystal?
Because it's pretty.
Oh my God.
But I was actually friends with a girl. Her name was spelled Sundee. Sunday. And her last name was Grace.
Check, please. Waiter, I'd like to go now. Please let me out of here. I would like to find out what is on the other side of death right now. I'll tell you guys when I find out. Crystal Chandelier.
Crystal Chandelier. Scotty Scott. Sunday Grace. All of these people I went to school with.
These aren't fake. You're not making this up right now.
Nope.
You're not making this shit up.
Nope.
I
And people think we're weird.
well,
My son's name is Matthias. Yours is Rigel.
and I'm. People wonder why I'm a misanthrope. I'm proud that I'm a misanthrope. I mean, and people.
I told you my friend Joby had a baby boy named Zenobi. Joby and Zenobi. Actually, that child's name is Zenobi Bright Morse. So, Zenobi 1. Wait. I used to have this down. Zenobia 1 Kenobi.
Zenobia 1 Kenobi is exactly what I was thinking.
Zenobia 1 Kenobi Rainbow Bright Morse Code.
Oh, this is awesome.
Unless she's listening.
Unless she's listening, then it's not.
But I know she's not.
What is under my seat?
I don't know.
There's paper. There's paper.
It
is hot in here. Alex, if you're listening, when you get here, bring a fan
You need
in
a
here.
fan.
I swear to God.
I'm sticking to the seats
You
now.
have the vinyl chair, so
Yes.
you're sticking to it.
Yeah, I think I might switch with Alex because he's got the cloth.
He does.
He does. He has the nice cloth chair, and if it's gonna be empty, then okay. I'm parched. It is hot. I'm parched. I need water.
She's got to find her water.
We're all going to die.
It is really hot in here. I mean, it's a good thing y'all can't feel the temperature that we're dealing with, because oh my God, this really is hot in here.
Sing a song or something. I have to drink. I have to stay hydrated, okay? I'm sweating a lot.
Well, I didn't get any of the show prep sent to me. I'm really not happy about that, because now I'm sitting here left to kind of figure this out, and I'm looking like an idiot because I don't have anything here. You were gathering stuff up. You were like,
oh, no. It's okay. We can't handle it. We're supposed to call Alex.
I know, right? Do you want me to call in?
Look at you acting like you're somebody important or something. We don't need you. We only need the man that pushes the buttons.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the magic happens.
Not over here.
Because this is really just stuff that we do, even if we were just like sitting outside smoking.
Any magic that I might have had melted. So it's fucking hot.
Yes. Well,
North Carolina looks to stop booger and snot graffiti.
that's really a problem.
Okay. They're talking about Cary. Investigators say the words snot and booger have been painted on at least 20 different places this year in Cary. Cary is right outside of Raleigh. It is. I'm not familiar enough with Florida to give you a competing. Would it be like Cape Coral?
Possibly. I mean,
Like, people have money.
okay.
Well, fuck, man. Clearwater has money. I'm just not one of the people, so I don't think about it. Okay.
You forget all the people surrounding you that have all this money.
Oh yeah. Yes. Okay. Cary is. They got money there.
Okay. So people are painting the words snot and booger.
Snot and booger.
So they're not using snot and booger. That was my first thought. I'm sorry.
No.
I thought people were like actually putting snot and boogers.
No, it doesn't say anything at all about snot rockets. It just says
That was the image I had. I'm sorry.
no.
This is getting really bad. I don't like this story, but let's
Police say the graffiti isn't believed to be gang related. Really? You think?
When you're a snot all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I totally want a clip of that. I want a clip of you singing. I want a clip of Alex going, I'll give him a Hummer. So we need to loop these things. I'm telling you.
We need to have these things
you
ready.
people do not know how to raise money at all, because I'm telling you, we can get it done. You just need to listen to me, because people will go. They will go to look at these things.
I'll give them a Hummer.
I'll give them a Hummer.
She gave him $1.
I gave him $1. Oh, Lord, didn't bring the victim child. It's a shite state of affairs, Tommy.
All the fresh air in the world ain't going to make a damn bit of difference.
Oh, my God. I really, really do. I
Are you leaving on an excursion to find a fan?
No, I'm just... Okay, I'm wearing a skirt.
Well...
Which means actual, like, bare, sweaty flesh...
Was sticking to the vinyl seat?
Sticking to the seat, yes. Danielle's like, awesome, that's my seat. Thank you
Just
for
imagine what she's doing to your seat.
all over it. Is it time to tell the story of room 817?
I don't know.
I don't want to tell that story yet. I want to wait.
No.
Unless you think he's going to poop on me and isn't going to want that to happen.
We'll see. We may or may not even go into that. I don't know that I want to.
Oh no, I could go into anything I want. You can't stop me.
Well, there's been a lot of things that stupid criminals do. When you're planning a major jewelry heist, or even a minor jewelry heist, I think this might be a minor jewelry heist. You want to make sure that you don't leave your cell phone when you rob the place or when you steal some rings. British police
cell phone.
What's that?
They left their cell phone?
They left their cell phone. British police say they have a pretty good idea who stole 2 diamond rings and a wedding band from a Kingston shop on Sunday. The suspected thief left his cell phone behind with a photo of himself as the screensaver.
Oh.
They don't even have to figure out the lock code.
Wow.
So, yeah. Police said Wednesday the 27-year-old suspect, Germain Ibrahim Fofana of France, is also believed to be responsible for other jewel heists in the London area. Well, he doesn't really seem to be the most proficient jewel thief. And the number one rule is don't leave ID behind. Of any type. I had a friend once who, back in the day, I don't really have a whole lot of friends like this anymore, but friends like this don't last. I don't even know where he is anymore, but he worked at a convenience store, and he got fired from the convenience store, and he came back and robbed the convenience store. Now, typically, you don't want to rob a place that has your social security number on file. Mm-mm. I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb. Mm-hmm. Stay away from places that you work. If this person has ever signed a paycheck over to you, these are all good rules. If you're going to plan a heist, make it someplace where you're not known.
Yeah, that's not the sharpest tool in the shed right there.
Yeah, he wasn't very bright. He was not known for his intelligence. Not a friend anymore, obviously, because friends like that don't last in the lives of people who aren't in prison. But, yes.
So I have a question for you. I want your opinion on something.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard about the MMA fighters. The guy that tapped out.
I did. The guy
you did?
Yeah, I did see that.
He was beating the tar.
I saw the video.
He was beating the tar out of the other guy. And the other guy just wasn't. He was one of those that was just going to...
It's amateur MMA.
He was going to keep going till he couldn't.
Exactly.
And the guy felt so bad for him that he tapped out. And the original clip that I saw, the sportscasters that were even talking about it were, talking about what an amazing show of sportsmanship. But all the comments that I've read on the internet have been very, very angry and hostile, and
there's some people that aren't very happy about this, huh?
I do not understand. And they're like, in what way is this good? In what way is this a show of sportsmanship at all? And I was just wondering. They were saying that, oh, look who finally decided to join us.
He's in the house.
Are you really going to do that right now?
Am I really going to do what?
Are you really going to talk trash and then walk into the door?
Yeah. Well,
he came in like a wrecking ball.
Hello there. How are you doing?
Hi. How are y'all?
Alex,
It seems very warm in here.
before you start, we were like hoping you were listening. We were even saying, Alex, if you're listening, please bring us a fan when you come in the room.
Please bring us a fan.
Yeah, it's hot in here, man.
It's fucking so hot.
It
But
is
here's,
hot in
here's
this
the
piece.
thing. Is there ever a point in which smoking becomes like, well, I'm just not going to do that? Like, because you open that door right there and it's cooler in here automatically.
We did.
Is there that point?
We did.
Veronica?
Not for me, there is.
So, like,
Yeah.
you could literally be sweating buckets to
I
where
will fucking get naked before
you'll get naked before you'll stop smoking.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Thank
It
you.
That
is.
is dedication, by
Thank
the way.
you.
It's a drug we're addicted.
I think that Camel should send me coupons, something, man. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I think they should. I'm all for that.
Okay, so what is your opinion? Have you heard about the MMA fighters? The one guy tapped out because he was beating the snot out of the other dude.
Yeah, but it was amateur ranks. Though.
It was
Right.
It was
but
amateur.
he's getting a whole lot of backlash on the internet.
In a negative way or a positive way?
In a negative. The clip, as I was saying, as you were walking into the room, the clip where the sportscasters were talking about it, were saying, what an unheard of, amazing show of sportsmanship. And everything that I have seen on the internet, all the people commenting, has been hateful people.
Yeah,
There was no money on the line.
exactly, and that's what Boss Rutan said. He's like, we'll see if he does that when he's getting paid for it, which he won't, and that's why I understand why he did it.
Yeah. I got no. Again, look. If you're getting into the ring, amateur or pro, you know what you're getting into. He was whooping that dude up pretty bad. All he had to do was to put him in some kind of a submission hold, and he could have saved the guy some of the pain. So, dude's got to work on his ground game a little bit to be able to put dudes in submission holds. But I think it was a very nice thing to say. So
They were saying that it was not a show of good sportsmanship, and that the right thing to do would have been to have let the guy either win or lose, honestly. And that who wants to have a W in their column if that's how they got it, and that he's actually, even though I totally feel from watching the video that he was doing it in an honorable way, they're kind of saying that he, didn't.
I heard his interview. He's like, the only way this was going to end was by me sending him to the hospital. And I agree with that. It's not pro. It's not going on a permanent record. It's not going on his professional record. He can give this fight up and not send this guy to the hospital and feel better about himself tomorrow. I don't give a damn what the keyboard commandos think, because they got a lot of words, but they don't have a whole lot of heart, because they're not in that ring. And he didn't want to send the guy to the hospital. He was beating the hell out of the guy. I saw that fight. He was beating the hell out of him.
Indeed, he was.
I ain't going to hold it against him.
no, not at all. And I'd challenge any of the guys that are talking trash to get in the ring with the guy and find out and see if he wants him to stop.
Yeah.
Nor do I
Because I guarantee you, the guy that was getting pummeled, thank the good Lord that he stopped getting pummeled.
You know, he was over there going, "Thank God."
He could give a crap about a win or a loss at that point. He was happy that his head was still attached to his body. Just like
I
these
didn't
internet
die.
commandos. You go in the ring with that guy for 30 seconds and you tell me what you're going to do after that. Again, everybody's got an opinion. Most of them suck.
Exactly, because here's the thing: they would tap, they would get down and tap and go, "Okay, I'm done."
Yeah, I'm done.
And that dude didn't.
Like that one guy that was talking trash to that one boxer did. Did you guys see that video?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where a boxer was able to actually hit his troll,
Yeah,
which is nice. How was that dude even thinking to get in the ring with that dude, by the way? Well, he actually never did get in the ring. The guy had to fight him outside the ring. But
yeah.
just stupid, man. Look, I love the internet. Let me just say this.
I love the internet for a lot of reasons.
I love the internet, but one of the things that really irks me about the internet, and Jeffrey Neal made this point at convention,
Yes.
what people say on the internet and what they say to you face to face is not even the same thing. Very few people will do that.
Except this girl.
Yeah.
I
I'll
gotta-
do it too. I try not to, but I will.
I got to tell you, for the most part, don't get me wrong. There are time frames in which I probably would have been a little bit nicer had it been face to face. Actually, there are times it would have been meaner.
Yeah.
Because if I would have been able to properly explain to you with my tone of voice, it would have sounded way worse than me typing it.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, Veronica knows, if I've lost my cool enough, like somebody I know, to go off on you online, you've got the filter between my brain and your eyes of the keyboard, which is going to save you a lot more than the filter that goes to the mouth.
He's quite verbose.
Verbose, that's a big word.
And it means using lots of words.
Hey, let me ask you another question, by the way, since we're asking questions here. Well, I don't know what you guys were doing before I came in, but
We were doing a radio show.
oh, my bad. Can you be an employee of the UN and still even try to claim that you're a libertarian?
I'm not quite sure. I don't
No.
really know that you can.
Can you advocate for a global government and still be a libertarian? I'm going to say the answer is no on this.
I'm pretty sure that's a no.
Should you go into somebody's room and drink a whole bunch of beer and not even say a word to them?
I'm going to say that's
Is
a
that
no.
unlibertarian, by the way? I would say that's unlibertarian.
I would say that's unlibertarian.
I mean, we weren't at the Democrat state convention.
No, we were not at the Democrat.
I was surprised that we had a couple Dems there. Because we had a couple Dems there.
Well,
Oh, I don't know if you guys even went down that road yet. or
we
not.
haven't.
No, I've been waiting.
I'll
I've
go
been
down
waiting
every
for
damn
you.
road I have to. I'll
We
go
were
down
waiting
every
for you.
damn
been
road.
waiting.
Let's okay. The fun begins. Let's go down these roads. Come on, Alex.
All right, let's go down the road.
No. If break is in 6 minutes, then
Okay.
it
All right,
should
we'll
be
do the break.
top.
We'll do the break. in
We'll
6 minutes.
we'll come
Make
back.
sure you go to the YouTube channel to go find for the thing for the break, by the way. I'll give you a little heads up right now.
Oh, what are we playing for the break?
The 1787 network. Just go find something that's going to take a little bit of time in that thing, or
We're
Wiley.
gonna take a long break.
Well, not going to take a long. No. Go to Wiley's page, Adrian Wiley,
His YouTube.
to the
page.
YouTube channel because that's got a lot of the old stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah, we'll get into that stuff after the break. But I will say this: convention overall actually was very, very well.
Convention
It did really
rocked.
good. It did a great. I think everything went well. Press conference was awesome. That was cool.
That was great.
That was something I've never seen that done before at one of those.
Yeah, that was
Especially when there were reporters there. Hey, look, the reporters themselves was a bonus.
yeah.
Just having reporters, man, that was amazing. Keeping those people under a couple minutes at a time, though, that wasn't easy, though. And Adrian, he took advantage of that. He got up in there and started talking, started running the mouth. But he did good, though. I think he did really good.
You give him some time, and he's going to take it.
Oh, you give him a minute, he'll take 5 hours. I'll talk trash. I don't care. I love him to death either way.
Yeah, he knows we love him too. So.
Hey, I'll tell you where I'm coming. I'm driving back, right? So I couldn't make it on time,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
where have you been?
I was in Tavares, actually.
I'm sorry, where?
Tavares. Tavares.
Where is that?
It's in Lake County. Do you know where Lake County
I don't know
is?
where Lake County is.
Do you have a map of Florida?
There's one in my child's bedroom.
I got you. Hey, why don't you pull the map out of your kid's bedroom and start reading it?
You have a computer in front of you.
Yeah. At any rate, Tavares is in Lake County.
I thought it was for porn.
I snorted. I don't care. It's north of Lake County. It's north of Lake County. It's over by Leesburg. Do you know where Leesburg is?
No.
It's very difficult to have to try to explain to you where this place is. Considering do you know where Orlando is? Come on! You got to know where Orlando is.
She just moved here months ago.
Okay,
from
look,
North Carolina.
there are people that live in China that know where Orlando is.
Well,
right?
she knows that Mickey Mouse lives there, like the Chinese do. They don't know exactly where it is necessarily, but maybe they do.
Oh, I'd argue that the Chinese kids know exactly where Orlando is.
Well, that's true. Well,
They're probably hacking into their database or some shit. So they probably take turns. At any rate, it's in the middle of the state, a little bit north of Orlando. That's where it is. And that's where I was at 8 o'clock. No. 8:50. And I was hauling to get back. Hauling. And I didn't get back that quickly because there was so much stuff in the way. That's the other thing. Driving around at night can be an advantage and it can be a disadvantage because that's when they do road construction, because who will fix the roads? Well, they'll do it at night. Bastards.
exactly.
Especially when I'm in a hurry. That's when they're fixing the roads.
Always when you're in a hurry.
I had the one where they do, how they knock a 2-laner down to one lane and then one side stops and the other side stops? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in one of those. Right out in Moon Lake, too. Honestly, I saw dudes in hoods walking by. It's because there's a lot of racist Klan activity out in Moon Lake. But at any rate.
Oh.
That's the hood thing, the hood comment. That wasn't because of black people, it was because of white people, actually. Moon Lake is actually notoriously known for a lot of racism. That and they grow weed right in front of their houses and stuff. So.
Well, I like that part.
Well, no, it's a good part. I wish they'd smoke some of it though, because it'd probably make them calmer. Maybe they wouldn't be so racist if they would, just calm down. Be like, well, it's not so bad. The world would be a much better place if everybody got high. By the way, I'm just saying.
Well, there is that. We were talking about that earlier, actually.
About the world being a better place if everybody got high?
Well, we didn't come out and say that necessarily, but yeah, the world would be a better place if everybody got high.
Hey, did you talk about the vote in Seminole?
We have not talked about that.
Okay.
We weren't talking about important shit. Come on.
Oh, yeah, we're off the rails. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is off the rails, homie.
My bad. My bad. Off the rails.
That's Friday, yo.
Oh, yeah, Friday.
That's like serious, important, suit.
I do have a big major announcement to make, by the way, but I won't make it tonight. So I have a very big announcement, actually.
As long as it doesn't come out your ass.
No, it doesn't. No. I'm serious. I'm not kidding around. I actually do have. I don't know if I haven't even told you guys yet.
Well, we haven't.
It will affect this show too, by the way.
What?
It will affect this show. No, it won't affect the show. I guess, but not really. I mean, I guess a little bit, but not really. You'll understand. I'm not doing it live. I won't do it live on the air, though. I'm going to wait till everything's official first.
Are you going to tell me a break at least?
I'll tell you a break, though. I'll tell you a break.
Okay.
But I got to wait for all the I's to get dotted and the T's to be crossed.
Christ. And
it's 11:28, so we got a couple minutes. So.
Yeah.
And, man, driving back, I'm telling you what, man, it is just, sometimes it is difficult, man, because when you're in a hurry, man, it's like everything just gets in your way. And then you drive in, you got the truck, there's three for a while, so there's three people in that truck right at the time, because we had to go pick up Hallman and go over to do the speech and stuff, so. I will tell you this, man, and this is going to sound really bad, too. I don't know what some of these, how can I say it? I really wish more people would focus on some of the right things and to get away from Fox News.
Yes.
There's nothing on there they talk about for the most part. Now, there are some things that matter that they talk about, because Benghazi matters. I'm not going to say Benghazi doesn't matter, because it does. But their focus on Benghazi is not the CIA was running guns, and that's what happened, and they left citizens out to hang. They're not giving the real story on Benghazi of what was going on, because our government was arming Al-Qaeda and using the damn CIA base to do it with. That's what happened. And now it's all about emails that Obama and Jared and what were their talking points. Like, you getting so far off the actual subject that we should be talking about right here. Because all of this stuff, and I hate to go AJ on it, it's on record. They did it. They've been doing it. They toppled Saddam Hussein, and they used the guys that were fighting our troops in Iraq to do it. What? Are you kidding me? And then they were siding with the guys in Syria too. But at any rate, what I was saying was, it sucks that people are not nearly as knowledgeable as they should be, considering that they're paying attention. Like, how can you even be paying attention and not know this stuff?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at any rate, like, even tonight we talked about RPF talking points, and they were like, RPF talking points, what's that? Like, it's not my party, it's yours. How do you not know that they come out with talking points? We get the email. You get the same email we get. Tell me, it's there. It's like, open your eye. You know this stuff, man. I shouldn't have to tell you this. Don't get me wrong. And don't get me wrong. I do feel kind of bad because I know people are trying. I know that, and I know they're trying to get involved to figure this stuff out. And whenever we go in and talk to them, they're totally listening. And I hope it stays in though. I hope it like sinks in. Like, sometimes I feel like when you go and talk to people, like, it goes right there and it hits the head, and then like it bounces off. Like, there's a deflector shield that's right there or something like that. You know what I'm saying, right? 1%er?
I don't know. I just got my brains blown all over the wall.
No. I didn't. It didn't happen like that.
No.
All right.
I would like to call the authorities. I would like to call on this man right here. He made scary gun gesturing.
I was using 2 fingers. It doesn't count.
No, it looked like a gun to me, and that's all that matters.
Hey, popped out Laura Pass, man. I'm good. I'm in the clear. I can use Lego logs or pastries or Lincoln logs or whatever. Lego blocks, whatever you want to call them. Little whatever. I don't care. Toy guns. It doesn't matter. It's America. We should call Dean up tonight. You want to call Dean tonight? Hey, did you find a clip yet, man, to use?
I am actually working on getting it to where I can show it on screen as we do this.
Oh, are you really trying an advanced maneuver right now?
I am. And I'm actually seconds away from pulling it off.
You ain't pulling it off, man. You ain't.
So,
dude.
y'all have gators.
Just
Gators.
Florida. This is what we have where I'm from.
Oh, Carolina.
A 7-foot stingray off the Carolina coast. The thing is way bigger.
That's a big one. That looks like the one that killed the hunter, Steve Irwin.
yeah.
Put this I'm gonna shove it right up his ass. I'm gonna shove it right up his. You know what? I should never laugh at anybody's death. But yeah.
You should laugh at some. It's me, and I'm not racist or anything. So I'll laugh at dead people. But did you see the pictures of freaking thing that they have found? That, swear to God, they found a face hugger.
Oh yeah, I did see that by the way.
It's a face hugger.
You mean from Aliens?
Yes.
Yeah. I did saw that though.
It really is a face hugger, though. It wasn't real.
What?
Oh,
It really was just a face hugger from Alien.
It wasn't real.
It wasn't
It
real.
wasn't real. Yeah, I looked into that.
Damn it, internet.
Yeah, I know. They suck.
You know what? Every time they suck me in on stuff, man. Like, look, I thought that the Daily Courant actually did have some real stories until like the third one, I think. The Onion, we all knew that the Onion, wasn't. But some of these other sites, and then some of the regular news sites will start doing satire stuff too, and that really confuses you. Because then you're like, man, I don't even know what to believe anymore.
Is he being sarcastic or is this real?
Yeah, Daily Caller does that stuff. They'll do satire pieces.
Do they?
It's a little weird, actually. Are you getting there, man? What's going on over there, big guy?
Oh.
Have you figured it out?
I think I have.
You ain't figured it out. You can't even read.
Greg.
Hold on.
You can't read.
Greg, what the hell did you post? Yesterday at 4 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, like he's gonna know that. I don't think he's gonna know. No, I don't even want to say what it is a photo of. It's bad.
Laughter key?
Whatever it is, man.
This says, "Hey, Veronica." What does this say?
I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't know. Hold on. I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to switch over to this shot of the video.
Let's see it, man.
I'm going to try and play this video from Adrian Wiley.
What's this one about?
Hold on. This is him being cited.
Oh no! Really? Is that video?
10 minutes.
Oof, that's a video. I'll go with it. What's going on?
Video playing. It's weird for the people on the other end for a minute. Because I'm actually there. Oh, it's like infinite display of what I'm doing. Which is pretty awesome, actually.
Are we going to get there? I mean, are you going to... you probably already pissed off the 3 people that were listening.
Probably.
If there was even 3 people listening. But.
Well, actually, we were wrong. There's probably only one. Because we kind of assumed that you and Danielle were listening, so we assumed that was like 3.
Okay.
It would be YouTube.
I got you. But let me ask you a question real quick. What do you think we were listening on? You think we were listening on our phone?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we were more concerned. I was more concerned about getting it. With you guys running the deal.
Welcome back to
You couldn't mess it up any more than I do.
You didn't have
Radio
too much
Network.
choice.
If you'd like to call the program,
Okay.
Always
441-3000 or
Okay.
I don't think this is working, so we're gonna have to just run with the audio.
Just run with the audio, man.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to do something fancy schmancy.
Well, yeah. Wait till we're not live on the air for that.
Well,
I'm in a ball busted mood, man. I'm sorry, dude. I am in a ball busted mood.
that's
Yes,
okay.
but look at his shirt.
What? Oh.
Look at his shirt.
You are under my control. You are under my control. So what are you doing, Greg?
You're under my control.
You are under my control. What are you doing over there? I mean, are you? What is going on over there?
He has very, very serious look on his face.
I'm starting this video, but this video doesn't have audio at the beginning. It doesn't seem like. That's why I was trying to do it the other way so people could actually see the video as I played it.
I got you.
Because I don't want people to sit here. I don't want to just start this video, which I don't think has audio, and just like let people sit here and listen to the silence. Unless I gotta find another video.
Oh wow, this is nasty. How much more time you got? Do I got enough to tell another story here?
You know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and go to Wiley's interview on political connections.
That's what we did last time, though.
Time to go in depth on this
It's got
Tuesday
no audio.
afternoon, and today we're
Okay.
taking a
All
closer
right.
look at something called
Get it done.
the
All right, we'll be back in a
Real
couple minutes, guys.
Driver's license requirements are mandated by the Department of Homeland Security under the Real ID Act. But some say those requirements are unconstitutional. In fact, Chairman of the Libertarian Party of Florida has taken it upon himself to challenge the law. Adrian Wiley says the ID requirements force citizens to waive their constitutional rights to have the privilege of driving. Real ID requires information and security features that must be incorporated into each card. Proof of identity and lawful status of an applicant. Verification of the source documents provided by an applicant. And security standards for the offices that issue licenses and identification cards. Joining me right now, Adrian Wiley, who is mounting this challenge, the Libertarian Party of Florida. Adrian, thank you for joining us so much. All right, let's start at the very beginning. You had to get arrested. Why?
Well, it was an important first step in order to establish legal standing. If I weren't, actually, I wasn't arrested. I was cited.
For not having a driver's
not having a
license,
driver's
because you
license.
didn't want to comply with the Real ID Act.
Exactly.
Okay.
So without that step, I couldn't defend myself in court and challenge the constitutionality of driver's licenses under Real ID.
Okay, so you get arrested, you go before a magistrate, and boom, kind of a surprise from her.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise for her. I started to lay out my argument that the Real ID Act violates the Florida Constitution, specifically Article 1, Section 12, which is very similar to the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution, and started to cite Supreme Court precedent and case law that supported that argument. And she stopped the trial and said, "This is big, this is huge. The prosecution's not prepared to handle a case of this magnitude," so she postponed it. So that is what occurred yesterday, was the culmination of that trial.
Okay, so the second part of that trial comes up, and the judge says what?
Well, basically, again, I laid out my argument. I presented the evidence, and not only the evidence about submitting the array of documentation that you have to. For example, the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles is asking you to volunteer information that if the sheriff's office wanted to obtain as part of a criminal investigation, they would have to issue a warrant. But yet, just for the simple privilege of driving, we, the citizens, are forced to voluntarily surrender our Fourth Amendment right in order to obtain a driver's license. The second part of that is when you go to get your driver's license, they no longer take a standard photograph. They're taking a digital facial image capture that is scanned into a database that is compatible with facial recognition. And through our investigation, we found that the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office and the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office are now using those digital facial image captures to identify you via surveillance cameras.
And just to prove that the Real ID Act does not prohibit them from using it. In fact, it says, let's see, a better credential should help address the use of falsified information, blah, 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 blah. In addition, as a result of the Act, state databases will contain standardized photo images that will allow law enforcement agents to use facial recognition technology to help apprehend criminals, and the state's DMV will be able to use the images and application data to prevent drivers whose license have been revoked in one state from obtaining them in another. Now, let me step back on their side and say, what's wrong with that? We're just trying to catch people who are making fake IDs, fake driver's licenses.
Well, the problem with that is they're treating all citizens as criminals, and it's in violation of the Constitution, which has been upheld by the Supreme Court. In order for a police officer to force you to identify yourself, they have to have some suspicion of wrongdoing, some suspicion of a crime is about to take place or has taken place. And as Benjamin Franklin said, those who sacrifice essential liberty for temporary security deserve neither. And that's the position we're in. All this is always justified by public safety, public security, but in the process of making us quote unquote safe, they're forcing us to sacrifice all of our so hard-earned liberties.
Okay, one of my questions that I'd written down here until I read this, but I'll ask it anyway. So Homeland Security didn't know there might be challenges to the Privacy Act?
I'm sure.
In fact, I will read what they say. There is something called the Privacy Office. Recommends that the final rule continue to address privacy issues clearly and that it defines sufficient privacy protections to ensure the DHS can audit and certify their implementation by the states. Moreover, the Privacy Office believes there is a strong privacy rationale for cryptographic protections to safeguard the personal information stored digitally in the machine and on the credentials. So they recognize that they're going to have to actually police themselves to make sure this information is not being used inappropriately.
Well, it's interesting that they referenced the final rule, because the final rule did come out, and instead of protecting citizens' privacy, it actually expounded upon the original Real ID Act and mandated to states that they collect even more biometric information from citizens. In fact, in Florida, RFID is now been codified into Florida statute, so it's probably just a matter of time before all your biometric information, in addition to your facial recognition scan, is on an RFID chip on your driver's license.
Now, Homeland Security didn't want this to be foreseen as a national ID card, but since most people drive, isn't that what it is?
It's effectively a national ID card, but the good news is because it is a mandate to the states have the ability to step up and nullify it through their own legislation.
Oh, so they can?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we have currently in the Florida legislature, we have two bills pending. One is HB 109, which was introduced actually by Larry Ahern of St. Petersburg.
Sure.
And a companion bill in the Senate, SB 220. Both of these, if passed, would eliminate all the provisions of Real ID. So it would go back to the old way of getting a Florida driver's license, and it would force the state to destroy the database that they've collected.
If they do that, let me just play the part of Homeland Security. They're going, how can we do do our job unless we have some ability to identify people so that we can look at them and do it in a way that's fast enough to, in quote, stop a potential terrorist or potential crime from occurring.
Well, if their job is to treat all citizens as guilty until proven innocent or as suspect, that's not a good job to have. And we should take an entire overview and broad look at the Department of Homeland Security and find out what their real purpose is.
And you don't think there's anything they can do that could be something like this without violating our privacy?
Well, I think that, like I said, instead of treating citizens as suspects, focus on those that are truly out to harm the people of the United States.
But then again, does that get to be profiling?
Well, you know, if identifying a suspect is profiling, then there would be no convictions throughout history.
Boy, what a web we weave, as they say.
Exactly.
Adrian, thank you so much, and come back to us when we find out what this court's ruling is and where are you headed for next on this if it fails, if you don't get the ruling you want.
Well, the judge did agree to rule on the constitutionality of the law, so we should know something in about a week.
All right, Adrian Riley, Florida Libertarian Party, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Al.
I think Al Rochelle secretly loves libertarians.
Possibly.
I think he does. I think he's got to keep his job, though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Al Rochelle, every time I've ever met Al, has been the nicest guy in the world.
He's just a nice guy. I think is part of it. He's just a really nice guy.
Yeah. But even when he interviews libertarians, though, he does such a... Maybe it's just because he does fair interviews.
Yeah, I think he's one of those rare journalists that really does try and maintain journalistic integrity and try and be unbiased as much as possible.
Yeah, like he's an honest interviewer.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have an agenda, I don't think, in the interview, than to play devil's advocate, but to do it in a respectful manner.
Right. To play devil's advocate, not to play the gotcha game, but to get the answers.
Yeah. To give you an opportunity. Here's the thing.
As a journalist should.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a question about this, and I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Don't we need something? You know, answer that. And if you can't answer that question, that ain't a gotcha. You're a dumbass.
Yeah.
You know, just don't be a dumbass. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be a dumbass. Know what you're talking about.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dumbass. That's it. That's all you got to do. You live life with those two rules right there.
Yeah, that's just good, solid life advice.
That's America. That's what that is.
And if you are going to be a dick, don't come up in room 817.
That's right.
Yeah. What is that?
What have you heard, Alex? What do you know?
All right. I'm gonna leave out the names to protect the innocent or the
Okay.
guilty
Yeah.
or whatever. I understand there was a room that was rented. There were some people up there that were having a good time. There was alcohol in the room. At a certain point, two people that weren't necessarily not invited, but weren't necessarily invited, showed up, didn't say nothing to nobody, started drinking liquor. Without talking to anybody, and was drinking liquor, I would say, in a very rude way. And what I mean by that is that if you're going up to somebody's joint and you're going to go drink their liquor and you didn't put in on this, that you should have to mix your drink. Jack and Coke, whatever the drink's going to be. If it's Jack Daniels, Jack and Coke, whatever it is, you got to mix your drink up first off. Because the thing is, you got soda there too. Mix up your drink. Don't be a dick. Don't just come in and doing shots and shit. Unless you lay down a 20 and you can start doing all the shots you want to do. I mean, if you're putting in on it and you're like, hey, let's go, burn it up. You guys are pussy, drink it up. Like if you're going in there, again, putting in on it. The key is putting in on it, by the way.
Yes.
Now, if you needed it for free and you didn't want to pay for it, you'd have still been allowed, but we're looking for the mix at this point, though, because we don't want you to be a dick.
Yeah.
If you walk into somebody's place and you do this, you should expect to be thrown out. And that's what they were. But it wasn't right away. You gave them enough, and there was enough rope for themselves to be hung with it, and that's what they did. And you know what? You know what that is right there? You want my honest opinion? That's what the Democrats do.
Yeah.
You're acting personally like a Democrat. And again, not all Democrats do this, because most Democrats would actually put in on it. You're acting like a person that doesn't think that they're entitled to doing that.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, you are not entitled to, here's the thing. And again, this is talking trash, whatever. I'm not entitled to do that. You're definitely not entitled to do that.
Yeah.
You don't even know these people other than this convention, because all the rest of the year, you ain't working with nobody. You ain't out there participating. And even then, I don't mind you showing up to a joint. This is all you do. It's all you do. Whatever you want to walk around, you want to say things to people. I don't even tell anybody about you. Don't care. However, like, what kind of a dick does that? What kind of an entitlement freak does that and think that it's okay? Look, what it comes down to is that person doesn't have any respect for the vast majority of people that are at the place that they're at and the overall event entirely.
Yeah.
No respect for it. Now, here's the thing. Don't complain to me about how the job is done and how it's not done. You need to participate in order to make any complaint at all. And if you're not even going to stand up to run for the position that you're so pissed off about, you know what, man? Shut up.
Quite frankly, these people were a part of the affiliate that was putting this convention on, and they were supposed to be involved and were not. They didn't get involved at the level that,
One more
quite
than
frankly,
another.
you should have.
One more than another, though. One did have something. One did do some stuff with it. I know that. I mean, one of them did.
Well, it's some.
I don't know all the details, but I know. Here's the thing: all the important decisions that ended up being bad decisions, he did. You know, but whatever. Honestly, it actually all worked out at the end of the day, and I'm kind of glad that it worked out the way that it did.
Quite frankly,
so I'm happy with the whole thing overall.
We're looking at the enforcer right here. This girl, she should have been sergeant at arms. Quite frankly, unfortunately, she's not a member of the party. But that's all the more reason why she should have been sergeant at arms. You know why she won't join the Libertarian Party? She don't like the nap.
Yeah.
She wants to be able to punch somebody in the face whenever she feels like it.
Well, I mean, you can't necessarily do that either. But
I mean, political ideology, she's in
I
line with the
understand. No, no,
Libertarian Party.
I
But
hear-
when it comes to the nap, nah.
sometimes people just deserve a smack in the head, is what you're saying.
That's right. You don't need to aggress on me for me to feel like I need to aggress on you. That's.
I completely understand. I totally understand. Again, it's one of these things. It's so funny that people talk trash. Like, I don't even understand what I would need to do for you to not to talk trash. You want the job, have it. Have a good time. Went up to that person, one-on-one. She'll resign today. You can have the job. Honestly, I pay you too much mind already. Mm-hmm. Honestly, is what I honestly pay you way too much mind. You will just not be involved. Fine, I don't care. You have no effect. Honestly, just got to find people in Hillsborough to work with, man. That's all. So, you know, whatever. And there's some good people that are even in Hillsborough right now. They don't. They represent just the old school Nirvana fans. That's what they are, man. Look, and here's the thing. It is not a libertarian thing either, by the way. I know that it's like to be made out that that's what it is, that it's a libertarian thing. It's not. It's not. Purely not. Reason why is one of them supported Newt Gingrich, for Pete's sake, for president in 12. Look, if we're going to say who's got better libertarian credentials, I got to tell you, Newt's kind of like a deal breaker almost. Like, you're running for office, you put on your website that you're going for Newt.
I have supported a lot of people in my time, but I have never supported Newt Gingrich.
Newt's a bad thing.
Not to say I've never agreed with anything he's ever said. I've agreed with a couple of things he said here and there. Never supported him.
Yeah. But at any rate, though, you look at here's the thing. If you look at that, that convention in and of itself, there was literally one table where all those people were, and the other. How many other tables were there? Two tables. I'll give them the two in the back because that's what they put their stuff on.
Yeah.
All right, it's the two in the back against 25 other tables. Like, what's the percentage there?
Quite frankly, my county's delegation was more than theirs. More than their caucus.
So, again, honestly, I think we pay these people way too much mind.
I feel we have to because they're so loud.
You know what? Are they really that loud, though? I mean, they're not really. I mean, they are, but they're not. Look, if you just ignore it, then... Again, they've relegated themselves now. They don't...
For me, actually, I mean, because you've seen me kind of react to it before, and usually for me, it's like the child that's sitting there banging with the spoon on the pot, and you ignore it for 20 minutes, but 45 minutes into it, you snap, and like you go off way harder than you really should. That's really what this is for me, because I do ignore them, and I ignore them, and then I ignore them, and then I get to the point where I snap. And I say something.
You know what? I'm just gonna in all honesty,
Well,
I'm gonna do everything I can to just not pay him any mind anymore. They're just so inconsequential to what we have to do. We have so much harder work to do ahead of us that
See-
we can't. Look. There's nothing you can do. It's like there's nothing you're going to be able to say that's going to change anything with those people. And the thing is that if you just show everybody else all the hard work that you want to do. If all they're going to do is sit there and complain about it, the people are automatically going to know who is the positive and who is the negative. You know what I mean? Is it the person that's always whispering in their ear? Or is it the person that's saying, hey, we got this to do, this to do, this to do. Can you get involved? What do you want to do? Hey, we're having a good time. We're having fun. Yeah, whatever. With those people, look, here's what we're doing, man. They can either get on board or not, man. We don't care. That's their business. You know what I mean? Because in public places, you get what you get with this one. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll take that every day of the week. I mean, honestly, you're going to open to a room full of people that you actually don't even like, and you're just going to go drink their liquor. Do you want to know something, by the way? You want to know something kind of funny? This is a little bit funny. Look, I don't really want Wayne Allen Root in the party. There was a time where I actually did like Wayne Allen Root, but then I realized that he's a neocon, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a libertarian. He's a neocon. And it took me longer to figure that out. I thought he was just, I didn't think he was a neocon. He came over to be a libertarian, so I'm going to give you I'm going to
give you a chance.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a chance here. I don't want to be negative.
We have to. We got to give people a chance.
You got to be embracing of people, right? And I thought he was actually he was running for chair the last time I went to the convention. And be honest with you, out of all the guys that were running, he fit what I was looking for. Not ideology-wise, like not what he believed in, but in how he wanted to grow the party. Like his thing was, big growth and stuff like that. I thought he had a plan that would have been a good plan. Could have been wrong. Probably looking back, I think I am wrong now, because I just don't think that he has that ability to do that. But at the time, it seemed like it made sense, right? And when he said stupid stuff, and he went when he said anything nice about trying to help Romney, I told him, you shouldn't be in the party. I said it publicly. I wrote an article about it, for Pete's sake, saying, what are you doing? You can't do this. And if you want to be a pundit, but you're on the LNC. You can't do this. A little bit later, he left. But there was something else that did happen in that same time frame. Now, again, I'm not necessarily attributing what I had said, but I think I was a chorus of people, and it could have been that I was the straw that broke the camel's back, because I gave a phenomenal argument to it.
You gave a phenomenal argument. You were not alone in giving that argument. I wouldn't give you solely credit. You played a role in it.
Maybe a little
as
bit.
part of the chorus.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little more than some other voices, but you were just part. You're right. You're part of a chorus of voices that were calling for it.
Yeah. However, around the same time frame, dude had a party at his house and invited all the libertarians over. And from my understanding, that's what they did to him at National. I don't know this to be true, and I don't know any of the names other than Root. And honestly, I don't even care at this point, because Root's not in the party anymore. He left and went back to the GOP, thinking he's going to be big time there. And now he's relegated to nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Never hear from Root.
But they showed up and cleared him out.
But they showed up and cleared his ass, though. They went to his house and did that to him.
Well,
now, was I right in what I said? Is that is that what happened?
Yeah.
Did I get
your account?
The tale of events accurately?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pretty damn close. First of all, I would like to say that I did not know either one of them, so I didn't know to dislike them to begin with. They made me dislike them all on their own.
Hold on, and let's also make note of this. You had no idea who they are, right?
No, I had no idea who they were.
So, it's not like,
And it's my room.
while they're there, that
I mean, I
anybody
wasn't the
anybody
only
that we
person.
know pointed them out to you, and because we know you're new.
Yeah, I knew who they were. I knew why I didn't like them because of my interactions with them. In fact, one of them, I told you about him, and you were like, I got to warn you about him. And I told you, I'm going to give him a chance and draw my own conclusions.
Yeah.
Remember? And I ultimately came to the same conclusion as you. But I had to learn it myself. and
Sometimes
that's
you
fine.
do with people. Sometimes you do.
I like to give people a chance.
Maybe their interaction with one will not be the same interaction.
Exactly. So they came in. I didn't even warn her or anything. Nobody said anything to her. She doesn't know these people. They, on their own, proved to her.
That they're complete douchebags.
Like,
Okay, so I'll let you take over from here.
here's the thing: you got to understand that is wrong behavior. It's wrong. It is poor etiquette for one, and I mean, it's just so damn disrespectful. Not to me, by the way. Look, I have nothing to do with the incident at all. I wasn't there. Wasn't part of it. Was up in that room and left hours before they got there. It's not just me you don't like. You don't like any of them. You don't like anybody there. Except for a few people that you guys all get in circles with and talk trash about. Now, here's the thing. Those people are welcoming you into their room. They're letting you drink their liquor. They didn't kick you out, at least right away, until you started acting, bad. Like, why don't you respect these people? Again, I'm not involved. I just don't understand it. Like, I can't figure out the why of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just...
That's the other thing. The one that I had beef with, I said nothing. I said nothing to anyone or anything. I heard him acknowledge that he saw me and knew who I was and everything. I said nothing. I was just like, I'm going to ignore him, pretend he ain't here. I ain't going to cause a problem. It's no big deal. He's welcome to be here. He can have a good time. It's about having a good time. I did not want to kick him out as soon as he walked in. A lot of people might have. I did. If he's there and is cool, I'm cool.
It's like you did it to get kicked out to have the fight.
Right.
Yeah, you see, they don't want us there. No, because you acted like a dick. Do you have no social skills whatsoever? Do you understand that you got to put in on this, man?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been movies. You know what? Get your head out of Hayek all the damn time and watch a damn pop culture movie every once in a while, man. You got to put in on this.
Get a little self-awareness.
And I'm the antisocial one, right? Yeah. I mean, I'll give you aggressive all day long, but antisocial? Are you kidding me? I have a radio show. I go around and talk to people all the time. Look, I've talked to more people in a month than this guy talks to in a year, face to face. Yeah, seriously? Come on.
However, I would like to clear something up because I don't want him to have either one of them to have such massive egos that they believe that I kicked them out because they were being douchebags. That actually is not what happened. I kicked out the giant mountain that walked into my room that no one knew, that was not a libertarian, not there for the convention. He was just a dude at the hotel who was super, super, super drunk and was the size of a mountain. And he wanted to pick a fight with the smallest guy.
Here's a name we can give because there's nothing wrong in giving this name. Steve Edmonds. Nice guy. Super nice guy.
Yeah, I heard about this too.
Super nice guy. Not a big guy though. Usually the smallest guy in the room. He acknowledges that. This drunk dude tries to pick a fight with him out of nowhere, basically.
For what?
I could give you the whole story. Basically, the guy's drunk and aggressive and looking for a fight. He's a big dude, finds the smallest guy in the room, and finds a reason to pick a fight with him. And you know Steve, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah. No,
I met him
Steve's
for the first time at convention and thought he was great. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Who would want to pick a fight with this guy? I see no reason for it. So this happened down at the bar. He came up to our room, getting away from this guy. Suddenly, she's telling them she was not going to kick them
No,
out.
I jumped up to tell them that they needed to donate. And the one...
You need to put in on this, man.
And the one guy said, I got $1. I give you $1.
She wasn't getting up to kick him out. She was getting up to tell him, you got to put in on this. And then this other guy walks in the door, somehow found his way up, and was looking for Steve. And there was not about to be a fight in the hotel.
Did they all come in at the same time?
No, the other two had been there for a while. We had watched them partaking.
No, he was on his 4th 4-ounce cup of
Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan.
Yeah. How much Captain Morgan? How much is that in money?
If you were in a bar buying drinks and buying them as shots, that would be probably at least 12 shots.
Yeah, 12 shots overall.
12 shots at least $3 to $4 a shot. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how to break down, but they were.
Yeah, I got to tell you, here's the thing. I'm kind of glad in a way because at least I know it ain't personal.
But as I was trying to tell them, y'all are not being cool. You need to be cool right now. The mountain walked in. And then I said, oh, nope, everybody out. Everybody out that way. And he tried to just push past me, and he was staring right at Steve. And he was like, oh, I'm just here to say hi. And I grabbed his arm, and I looked at him, and I said, nope, this is my room, and you're going that way. And I turned him around, and the other two were now on the other side of him. So when he went out the door, they went out the door with him.
Yeah. Well, don't be a dick. See, you're going else to somebody else's room, and you're just going to start, like all this stuff was laid out for you. You got free stuff all day long. Each county put in on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all spending more of our own money. You're just showing up. You don't do nothing, and you just like, man, what I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I guess I do in the fact that I know that you're going to treat everybody. You think that you're better than everybody else, and that everybody should basically bow to you. You know what? The funny thing is, I'm accused of the things that they do.
I'm totally going to take a page out of Greg's book. Fuck those guys.
No. I think that's what you do at the end of the day. Look, any time wasted on those guys is time just wasted. Like, you don't even need to, because there's no changing it, man. It's just not going to happen, and that's fine. Be that way. There's people like that in every party.
Well, there's people like that in every organization, group, family. Doesn't matter. Everybody's got that asshole cousin that they don't see all year long, but they show up at the holidays and eat all the food.
Yeah. You just got Facebook now. It sucks. Oh, well. Just going to try to ignore it. I try to block people like that, man. I unblocked Went for a while, but I'm going back the other way now. Well, I shouldn't have said the name, I guess, but...
Whatever.
To be honest with you, I don't even care
Fuck
anymore.
those guys.
I'm not even... Here's the thing. I'm the vice chair, so I'm supposed to be nice about this kind of thing and say it in a nice, cordial manner. But
I'm not even a libertarian.
But at the end of the day, you're not doing it to me anymore. You're doing it to everybody else, man. And honestly, the one thing that libertarians are going to do at this point is going to be cash you out, man. Like, they're not going to want to deal with you because you're just a dick to them. I'm not a... Here's the thing. I might be a dick to you because you're a dick to me.
Here's the thing. I think this situation in her, this is a great example of... like we said, I mean, it's kind of reiterating a point that we already made, but she didn't know them from Adam. She didn't know anything about them. She doesn't hang out in the forums and watch people go back and forth. She's not a member of the party, so she doesn't know all the history of the politics within, and she
and
doesn't
I've never
know
seen
all these
him
names.
knocking on anybody's doors, which is kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah,
so.
but she does. She is willing to walk for candidates that she believes in and knock on doors and wave signs.
She's done activity things. I mean, she's done things out there.
She's done activist work,
all different kinds of stuff.
But
I've never
that's
seen
the thing.
them before.
She doesn't do the stupid bullshit that they do, so she doesn't know them. So this is her first impression of them.
Always got to make a good first impression.
And the first impression that they leave, this isn't about.
They're dicks.
This has nothing to do with what you've read, what your political ideology is, how libertarian you are. This had nothing to do with any of that.
This is human characteristics.
Yeah, this is your self-awareness and social behavior.
Purely.
And
It's nothing else. I mean, but it isn't. The attitude, though, is very much of an... If you're going to go in there and do that to somebody's room, then you have an entitlement mentality to it.
And quite frankly, this incident proves it. Before wasn't any different, but this shows why I am not at all surprised. You guys are not bringing in new members by the swarm. You guys don't have more tables growing at every convention supporting your side of the argument.
Huh?
It doesn't matter how nice your philosophy is and how pure it is.
Are they the all or nothing people?
Pretty much.
No, it's not even that.
And
though.
not
It's
even
not
that.
even that. It's more than that.
It doesn't matter. They could probably be offering free tacos, and the way that they deal with people is not going to sell anybody.
I'd have to be a member, though, for free tacos. I'm just saying. What kind of tacos?
They might have 2 more tables if they were given free tacos.
I'd be
but-
over there. Go there every day. Yeah. Radical. Give me a taco. Let me get a taco.
I had to mention food.
Hey, look, to be honest with you, man, at the end of the day, it comes down to this, man. If you want to grow this thing and move forward and get things done, go out and get it done. If you don't want to, you don't want to. If you think that what we're doing is wrong or stupid or whatever, fine, think that. Nobody else believes you. And here's the thing, we're not packing the halls. We're just bringing people into the party, dude.
And I tell you what, you don't like it? Outwork us.
Honestly, I'm playing by the rules of a political party, man. And honestly, I agree with the platform 100%, so I'm fighting for that. I don't know if you don't like it. Honestly, it's not I didn't do it.
You don't like it? Outwork us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get it done.
Knock on more doors. You go out and present the message more than we do.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, to be honest with you, it kind of pisses me off at the same time, too. Because it's like, all these people are here now. I don't even warn them about you. I don't even say, oh, don't talk to that dude. He's bad news. I don't even say that. I don't say nothing to them. And they say, oh, I'm going to go talk to that person. Yeah, go ahead. Go have fun. You learn for yourself, or maybe they'll act differently to you. I don't know. I know how they act with me. They hate me. I hate them. They've already said they're not going to be nice to me. That's fine. I don't care. I got this job for another year, and then I'm on a city council, so. I'm moving on. Sorry.
I'm getting out of your libertarian penis sword fight.
Yeah. Well, no. It's the next person that won't be you will become vice chair or chair, and then we'll continue the way that it's going right now because you have 2 tables. The LP is big enough right now that they're going to pick the right people for chair and vice chair in the LP right now. They'll pick the right people. They will. I mean, it's not going to be me, but I mean, and Dana may run again. I don't know.
It's so funny. I don't know if you noticed, but like, I went to convention to meet people that I hadn't met before, and to network and to have a good time. It wasn't necessarily for the business, but there was business that I wanted to be there for, because I wanted to make sure that the votes that I at least cast my vote to make sure it went the way that I wanted to go. At least I played my part in making sure it went the way I wanted it to go. And I found that it all went the way I wanted to go, whether I would have been there or not. I could have completely avoided the business and everything would have been fine.
Yeah, but you want to be there, though. You want to be there for the votes, though.
I was there. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I was there. I mean, I didn't avoid business completely. I wanted to be there for those votes, and I was.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
I felt good that had I not even been able to show up at all, that things would have gone the way that
You thought they were going to.
I thought they were going to go, and that I would have liked them to go. So,
Well, you really do have a room full of people in there that more than anything else, at least in my opinion, are critical thinkers, but you have reasonable people as well. Is that there's a vast majority of people that are very reasonable when it comes to what's going on within the party. And there are some things that were put up for motion that people found to be unreasonable. No, you can't do that. You just can't do that. And it went both sides of the fence with a lot of stuff.
I actually voted to shoot down both amendments from both sides of the factions.
Well, here's the thing, too, though. I wouldn't even call it factions, by the way.
Well-
And here's why. Because you got a bunch of people that want to work together, and if you want to call that a faction, then I guess you could. But in all reality, it really just is a whole bunch of people that like to work, and they all just happen to show up at the stuff that everybody can show up to. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even like all the stuff is public. Anybody's welcome. You can always do stuff. If you choose to not be involved or not, it doesn't make me one side.
Don't take it negative.
Oh, I
Don't take it negative.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's just objectively, clinically, the LP in Florida is fractured, and there are at least 2 factions. Would you agree with that?
No. Well, I wouldn't agree that it's fractured. I mean, unless you're going to call 3% or 4% off fractured.
Yeah, a crack is a fracture. I mean, I'm not saying that it's broken. I'm saying it is fractured, and there is at least 2 factions.
Not
one may completely overwhelm the other, but there is a very vocal other faction, right?
Well, that's in anything, though.
Yes or no? Am I right?
True.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure it's in the right context.
Yeah, I'm not saying negative one way or the other.
Is it more? Well, let me ask you a question. Is it more than what you would consider to be normal?
No.
So it's normal.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's abnormal at all. I'm just saying
it is what it is.
There are 2 factions, at least. There are at least 2 factions. One as small as it is, you would agree there are at least 2 factions in the LPF.
I mean, I know why you would think that, but no. I mean, I know why you would think that. Maybe
do.
it is, but you know what? Here's the thing, though.
Okay,
I'm not really privy to anything that isn't public, though.
Okay, well, I not to belabor the point.
I got you.
What I saw in the 2 amendments that were on the agenda ahead of time was an attempt on both sides. The brief description jabs at the other faction. One of them, I agree with the intention of. I don't agree with the execution of. Because I would say that I am on that faction. And I agree with the intent on what they're trying to accomplish with it. But I don't agree with how they're doing it. The other one is from the other faction, taking a jab at what I would call the faction that I am a part of. And I also don't agree with it, not because it's from the other faction, but because I don't think it's necessary, and I think it's a waste of time. And it puts a burden of work on somebody that you know is not going to be the people that put this up. So I also didn't agree with that. But what I saw was 2 amendments that were essentially the 2 factions taking a shot at each other. If they were effective and useful, I would have voted for either one of them. But I think both of them were put up the wrong way. Like I said, I agree with the intent of the one, but I think it was done poorly. I don't think it was done the right way.
Well, yeah, I guess.
That's my assessment.
Here's the thing. I got you. Either way, though. No, absolutely. But either way, though, I'm still going to tell everybody who the hell I voted for when I go up there. Like, it doesn't even change that I'm going to... What you're honestly looking for, I'm willing to give because I agree with the transparency part of it. I actually totally do. I disagree with the force part of it.
Exactly. If a delegate is willing to do it, they can do it. And there's no problem with that. Here, my biggest problem with it, I disagree with it on a few things, but my biggest problem with it is it's a logistical nightmare, and there's somebody that's going to have to do it. Who's going to do the work?
Yeah.
And the person putting that amendment up is not.
Yeah.
So, you tell me that you're going to be there executing this and making sure it happens, and you put that in writing as well, that for the first national convention that this takes place at, that you will be the one to execute it, I'll consider voting for it. But you're putting a logistical nightmare on somebody, probably somebody that's already overloaded themselves by saying yes too many times because you will say no. So somebody has to take on this work.
You know what? There was such a minority in this one, though. I mean, even more so than that was a little bit more than an island, I would say, for that resolution in and of itself.
Oh, they had disagreement within their own.
But everybody disagreed with it, though.
Yeah,
like it wasn't even like it was like everybody's like, no, that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
nobody really spoke in favor of it, and I think we killed it. I think we killed the argument on that one. By the way, I mean, we're phenomenal. I was very happy with that.
I was surprised that JWS is who was thinking and making the argument. I was going to stand up and say something. JWS stood up and said what I was thinking. I was, okay, I'm not going to speak.
Wait, and here's the thing, to speak to this a little bit, by the way, though. Other than in the normal what we would consider to be legitimate above board channels. Did anybody come up to you and tell you which way to vote?
No, no.
Did
In
anybody
no
have a
way.
conversation with you about it other
No.
than like normal? I mean, politicking, but like in the public stuff. Like, did Jared come up to you and say, "Hey, you should support this"?
No.
Right?
No, I didn't. I never. In fact, I never talked to Jared until after the vote, and I called him over to talk to him to tell him, look, I voted against your amendment, and this is why. I agree with your intention here. I agree with what you're trying to accomplish and holding them accountable. I don't think this is the way to do it. Here's how I think. These are my suggestions. Is what I think would be better. So if you want to come with something else, try that. Maybe that'll
Okay.
work. Work. I don't disagree with what he's trying to do, and I would like for him to continue with that train of thought and find a better way to do it. And I gave him my suggestions, which I'm not saying he necessarily has to use, but it's something.
No.
I think's
But we
better.
passed something on Sunday, though.
Oh, okay.
We passed something on Sunday.
We did.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I missed it.
Okay. He reworked it, and he added it to the job description. And he said that the region rep is responsible for a more detailed report for any of the county affiliates that don't have, or any of the counties that don't have an affiliate. That as a region rep, you have to give a little bit, like, made this many calls in the effort, I did this many things. Like, you have to give a little details as to what work is being done to build.
If there's no county affiliate,
If
what you're
there's no
doing
county-
to build a county affiliate.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we give some examples, but, it's still a little open for interpretation, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do it however you want to do your report, but you got to give a little more you got to give details as to what you're doing for that county affiliate. And it's only written as, what the job description is. Now, and that's not really something that can be really enforced, I guess you could say. I mean, if you don't do a report, I guess you could, it's not really a rule against that either, though. Like, you could choose to not do reports if you didn't want to.
Here's what my suggestion was altering that amendment. Rather than taking away the regional reps' vote because they don't have a county affiliate, give the EC the ability to confer with the region and call a regional caucus recall vote on their regional representative if there is a dereliction of duty, or if there's any reason that if the region wants to call a caucus and vote for a new regional rep before convention, give them that ability. Give the region the ability to police themselves, and if they say our region rep is not doing a good job, they're not building affiliates, they're not representing us, then give them the ability to vote in a new one. That's how it happens at convention anyway. Don't make them be forced to keep that region rep that's not representing them if that's the case. To me, it's that simple. Put that in the amendment. Put that in the bylaws. Give the EC the ability to call a regional caucus and vote in a recall election on a regional rep.
Let me ask you a question as it relates towards what you're saying. Do you need to have a reason in what you're talking about? Can you just do it willy-nilly? You didn't like his shirt? You didn't think that was libertarian? And I'm going to call for this? And you could literally... Here's the thing. It doesn't matter the validity of it, but you can call for it no matter what.
Right. I get what you're saying.
What I think, I think that there's a two-step process to it. Defining the role of the regional rep to give you a guideline as to what duties they have to perform. And that's the standard that you hold them by. Nothing else. It doesn't matter if they said something stupid on the internet. You can't call it for that. What's their job description as a regional rep? Are they filling those duties or are they not? You can call it for any dereliction of duty according to what their job description is.
All right.
Would you agree with that?
I mean, here's the thing. Honestly, this is a...
You agree with recall elections for our representatives,
I
right?
do agree with recall elections for the representatives, so I do agree with that. But I view this one differently, and I view it differently. There has to be some kind of a threshold that you would get in order to be able to do this, which means there's so many signatures of libertarians that you'd have to get in order to have the procedures in order to have this kind of a recall process. Because if you don't, this would, in essence, this would be like the the chink in the armor.
Here's
Because you could literally throw a party in disarray like that with it, though.
here's what you do. The state EC has the power to call the caucus of the regional caucus. The region has to vote on whether they go to caucus.
Well,
Okay.
it's got to start from the bottom, though. It can't start from the top.
Well, the EC can call for the vote from the region. Okay. Here's how the EC calls the region to vote. Each EC for each county affiliate votes as to whether they go to caucus or not. Okay. So you got 7 counties in your region. Each affiliate within that region votes as to whether or not they go. The EC discusses it amongst their members with their county affiliate. They vote.
What if they're
yay
not
or
a county
nay.
affiliate?
Well,
Does the individual votes count?
then we're addressing the problem, aren't we?
Yeah, but you can't.
A 2/3 vote of the county affiliates, you only have one county affiliate in your region. That county votes for a recall election. That's 2/3. That's 100%, as a matter of fact. We go to recall vote. That county now, because there are no other affiliates, they see there are no other affiliates. Their region rep isn't. The region rep did not build affiliates for anyone else to go to vote on this. If the county affiliate now controls their region because they called a recall vote, is it the region rep's fault? Aren't they being held accountable for their job this way?
I think the fact that it's once a year is kind of the thing. Like they do it once a year. It's you voted on every year. It's almost like you gotta. If you were bad, you're only bad for a year. I know it kind of sucks that way, but like, I think the other thing would just be so debilitating. In my opinion, again, we can free to disagree. I understand this. I understand the reasoning behind it. I just look at the like, and again, you might be looking at this too. So I'm not going to say that you're not. The unintended consequences of those actions, because you'll mess some stuff up. Now, if you want to go, what's his name? Oh, what's the guy's name that wrote the book?
Robert.
No. What's his name?
The guy that wrote the book.
Rules for Radicals. What's his name?
Sorry.
Solomon.
Alinsky. That sounds a little too Alinsky for me.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's the best idea. It's just the idea I had.
I got you.
Okay, because reading the other amendment, I immediately saw the unintended consequences. Because let's look at our state and let's look at our regions. Some regions are bigger than others as far as the number of counties they have. The reason for that is because some areas are more rural than other regions. So there's a lot more people to manage in the more metropolitan regions, in the urban areas. So you have smaller number of counties in the more metropolitan regions, right? In the urban regions, you have more counties or rural regions, you have more counties, right? I mean, you've seen the breakdown, you know the numbers. There's some regions that have 4, some regions that have 6, you know.
Some that have 7. Yeah,
Some that have 7.
And
Okay,
you get
and
more
that's why.
You get more counties if you're more rural.
That's
Definitely true.
The way that amendment was written, a regional representative could have his vote taken away based on the availability, interest, and activity of people that they don't control.
All right, let me give
In
you
a rural region, you may not be able to get enough people to form an affiliate.
While there might be some truth to that, the spirit of that one was that it takes 2 people to start an affiliate. If you haven't gotten that done, you shouldn't be voting. You shouldn't be on here voting for what we're going to do. You obviously don't know.
I agree with the argument against paper affiliates to some degree.
Yeah.
I'm not totally against paper affiliates, but to some degree I am. But more, I am against the regional rep being forced to be the chair or treasurer of their county affiliate to be able to have a vote. Find one more person and be... I want them to find 2 more people or 4 more people and create an EC in their county. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The regional rep has we want them to do work. We want them to build affiliates and manage these affiliates.
Well, yeah, what they got. And again, we've made all the tools for this.
I've been chair of a county affiliate, and I was offered the ability to be a regional rep and be chair, and I saw at the time that I didn't want to be both. I don't want to put that burden on somebody to make them feel like they have to chair or treasurer a county affiliate in their home county while also being a regional representative to be able to maintain their voting privileges in the EC. It just doesn't seem fair to me.
Yeah. No. I agree with you there. I mean, at the end of the day, my vote ended up being an error because I thought we were voting on the amendment, not on the actual thing.
The amendment to the amendment.
But I'm glad it failed, though. I'm really glad it failed. I'm glad it was said also, but I'm glad it failed. And the other one, look, man, you're on an island on that one. Anybody else didn't like it, and most people would say, "I'll tell you who I voted for."
Yeah.
Like I'm going to write it down. Like I'm going to take the agenda, and I'm going to write my votes on all this stuff, so I'll remember what they are, and then I'll post it or some crap.
Mm-hmm.
You can see them. I don't care. I already get crap for the people I voted for anyway, and you already know. So I'm going to vote the way I like the bill or don't like the bill. Honestly, the thing is, I vote with these guys a lot of the time anyway, though.
Yeah.
On the EC and stuff like that, honestly, here's the funny part. When it comes to these bills, if you come to me and say, this is the bill we got going on, I'd like to get this bill passed, I don't care who it is. If it's a good bill, I'll say yes. If it's a bad bill, I'll say no. And you know what?
Yep.
Sometimes those guys put out some good... They'll say something, they're like, yep, I'll do that. But we need a fundraising. You're damn right. Let's get one done.
That's the thing. That's why I don't want these guys out. There are some people who want them out of the party completely. I don't want them out. Actually, I think we need their voice. And like you just said, they every once in a while, they offer a good idea. I don't want them out. I just wish they were easier to deal with.
It's up to them because at this point, I'm just going to try to ignore it. And honestly, I'm going to try to fill as many positions as possible with people that think like me. In all honesty, is what I'm going to do. I don't like what's going on up at the LNC. I don't like what's going on up there. I don't. But here's the thing: when Jeff Neal was down here, I'm not bitching to him about that. I'm having a good time. I'm saying nice. Again, I'm not even complaining to anybody about it, other than a very select minus few people. Other than I'm not going around talking trash. I don't do it publicly.
The time I got to sit and talk to Jeff Neal, I actually talked philosophy. I asked him.
I like Jeff Neal actually, though.
Whatever he's doing on the LNC is one thing. I got to sit down and talk to. I mean, he was out there smoking his e-cigarette, and I was having a cigarette.
And be honest with you, after this weekend, I rejoined National. Hey, I rejoined National, monthly donor. There you go.
Yeah, I got to meet him in person. The conversation I had with him was a good one. I don't necessarily agree with him philosophically, even on the conversation we were having. But you know what? He's a good guy from what it seemed like. At least he's not a dick.
Yeah.
I will disagree with you all day, and you still approach me personably and with a good attitude, and you're not being a dick. And I'll disagree with you with a good attitude, and I'll share a drink with you, and I won't charge you to have a couple shots. Yeah. But be a dick, and it all changes.
You know what I hope we have next year, by the way? How many people we have at this thing?
Be a dick, and I will bring out the guns.
That's right. I'll unleash Veronica on you.
What? How many people we have here at this one?
I think we had 80 delegates, plus we had a bunch of guests.
Bunch of guests, though?
And we may have had more delegates by the end because I think just about every time we went to break, we came back with more people that signed in as delegates.
At certain points in times, yeah.
Sunday
wasn't like that, but...
No, because a lot of delegates left.
A lot of people bounced out.
I was still there, but I couldn't make it for business.
Yeah.
So that's why I wasn't there for the business on Sunday. And there were a lot of people who were saying that they weren't going to bring motions to the floor because they knew that a lot of people were only there for Saturday and not going to be there for Sunday. So
people that show up on Sunday get to direct the party a little bit better.
Yeah.
And all honesty, and I didn't call for anything. I'm not calling for motions.
Yeah.
I left my opinion was to myself for the most part. So,
yeah.
What I'd like to see next year, though, is 335 people there. That would be 5 from every county. I would like 5 from every county. Not necessarily a doable thing. Might be doable. It's a good goal to go for.
I like the goal. I would be more on board with the goal if we were closer to full affiliation.
Well, in order to bring 5 from every county, if you had to find 5 to do it with, then those 5 can talk and find 2 of them to take positions. One's an offset of the other.
If we were closer to full affiliation, I would be totally on board with that. And knowing our numbers this year and the affiliation numbers, I would love, quite frankly, I think it's positive growth that is worth talking about and worth hyping up. If we can double our numbers every year, I would shoot for 160 delegates next year.
Yeah.
If we had the numbers I saw We're 80 delegates plus visitors. If we can have 160 delegates next year, I don't even care if it's like spread across every county in the state. If we can double our delegates, I think that's newsworthy. Mainstream media newsworthy.
That would be 3 per county. On average.
On average.
On average. Because here's the thing. You could have 25 from a county. Like
Yeah.
Pinellas, Pasco, or Hillsborough.
It
And you
was
could
in
end up
Tampa
getting-
this year, and these Tampa Bay counties had the largest delegations because it's most convenient for them. I mean, that's how it's
Well,
always going to
you
happen.
got to just find ways to bring the contingent with you, though. Like
Yeah.
we don't do nearly enough of that. Everybody gets there on their own. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody caravan over there with the fine. Now, some people did it. Some people did that.
Quite frankly, I would love to sponsor a libertarian convention bus that goes around the state picking people up, bringing them to convention. That would be awesome.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. The only
It would be
problem
expensive.
is
Do bellboys like pick up grown men?
what?
Really, you didn't get that?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm sorry.
That's because you weren't on the party bus.
Oh, my bad.
Should have been on the party bus.
My bad.
You know, we got Jack Daniels just for
I-
you.
Here's the
Just
thing, man.
for you.
You just think I was kidding. I was up front with it. I was up front with it for a long time.
I know.
You just didn't believe me. You think I was lying to you.
No, I
know
thought I was going to keep working on you.
Oh no! You should have known at that point that there was no going back on that one. I'm sorry, and it's not no offense, man. But look, man, I know this is going to sound weird to say this, man, but I don't get to do what I want to do necessarily at these things.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not weird. I know exactly what you're
Like
saying.
after next year, it's a different story because
Yeah.
I'm just there as a delegate like anybody else.
Yeah, you're there like we were.
Yeah. But I'm not allowed to play like that. I mean, not even look. I could have very easily gone and done that. But what I try to do is keep going around and around and stuff like that. And I'll go out and eat, but then I'll come back and then I'll just
You have a different role
I
to
saw
play there.
very little of you actually all weekend.
Because you're not officially a member. You weren't a delegate. You weren't at any of the business meetings. And he's
No, I just
vice
had lots
chair.
of fun.
He's vice chair.
I'm sure you had a great time. To be honest with you, I mean,
See that?
again, I'm not even looking bad upon it. Look, if you want to go there and have a good time, good for you. I just unfortunately I got elected.
Exactly. And that's why I wouldn't
The
run
bad part
for-
about running happened. I won.
That's why I wouldn't run for any state office because
No, look, but at the same time though, somebody's got to do it. I enjoy it. It's
I told you my thing on convention and like I just never wanted to go. That's why I've never been to one because I never wanted to go. But I went this year with there were things I wanted to vote on. There were people I wanted to see. There were people I wanted to meet. And I wanted to do some networking. And there were like a couple of different kinds of people that I wanted to meet, which I met, which was perfect. And it worked out great. So I'm very happy with convention.
wow. I mean, you got to get. Here's the thing: is I go around the state, so I know a lot of people that were at the convention. I've seen them. I go to their places.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's.
See, that's the thing. I don't travel around the state like you do. I don't.
Yeah, I know.
I don't go where they
Lucky you, by the way.
are. Yeah, I'm not regretting
Go
it
ahead.
at all.
Yeah, go ahead and be that guy. Please
Well,
help me out.
We're at almost 9-10 minutes past our usual end time.
Wow.
I mean,
You know what? I think that tonight
2
we
to
did
3, whatever.
Here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. I think we did a very accurate and clinical assessment of the proceedings that we discussed this evening. But one more thing to say is, at the end of the day, man, everybody knew somebody that's the drunk a-hole at a party. Like, and to be honest with you, next week we'll go with Piss Boy. You know what? No, screw this. We'll do it this week. I'm going to give you a story. You want to hear a story?
I want to hear
I
a story.
totally wanna hear a
We're
story.
not ending the
All
show.
right.
That's perfect.
All right. So,
Piss
It was
boy.
New Year's
I
Eve.
am liking the sound of this one.
It was New Year's Eve.
Is this the same person? Is that what this story's about? Same person or
What do you mean?
Piss Boy?
Well, hold on. Hold on. Have you heard this before? No, have you heard it before?
No.
Okay. The story's called Piss Boy, but I got to start it from the beginning, and I got to set the scene for you.
Sorry,
Okay,
I
hit me.
interrupted. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
I think so. Okay.
Ignore him.
At
He's
any rate.
just dying.
At any rate.
It's not important.
So it's New Year's Eve. And we are all going out. It's myself, it's Kelly, it's my buddy Troy, it's his girl, and then it's my buddy Scotty, and this is the guy. Who's, for now, we'll call him Guy. I don't really remember his name. His name was Guy. We'll go with Guy. You ever been down to John's Pass, right? Gators Dockside?
Yes.
Okay. So we go down to John's Pass, Gators Dockside. Now, there was a band there called Stormbringer. You ever heard of the band?
I know Stormbringer.
Stormbringer rocks, dude. They're
Yes.
actually a really good band, right?
Yes.
So we go there with the intention, we got a hotel room with the intention of getting pretty well liquored up, celebrating New Year's, and going into the hotel and crashing. But you got to remember, it was late 20s, early 30s. So not the same kind of 18-year-old with a hotel room mindset, more of a 28-year-old mentality with a hotel room. I don't mind you getting loud. I don't mind you doing things, but we're not partying in this room. We went out to party. You go home, you're going to bed, you're crashing.
Right. We're going in the hotel room not to party. This is where we're passing
It's
out.
3 in the
We
morning.
might
right
be
now.
fucking, but we're not.
No, there's none
partying.
of that going on. There's too many people in this room because everybody's in this room.
That would not stop me.
Well, here's the
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
That ain't even going on in the room, by the way. So, but we go out, right, and we're having a good time, then we're getting sloshed. But this dude's kind of a dick, though. Like this one guy, the guy, is kind of a dick. And so he's hitting on my buddy's girl. You know what I mean? Like just being a dick kind of like that way. He's being crazy and wild. He's kind of seems like he's kind of having a good time, but at the same time he's kind of going over the line. But it could just be a drunk guy going over the line.
You're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt
At
because
this
he's
point.
entertaining to some degree, and he's a little bit of the life of the party, but getting on your nerves.
Not even life of the party, annoying person in the party. Like
okay.
nothing he's doing is good. It's just some of it's tolerable.
Okay.
It's
Just
mildly
trying to
amusing.
get my bearings.
I got you. No, I understand. Let me BZO you in, brother. BZO
Okay.
you right in. So he's hanging out. He's being kind of a dick. You know, you're like, oh, whatever, man, whatever. And then it just starts getting worse, and he gets worse, and he gets worse. And the whole night it just gets worse and worse and worse. He just acts like more of a dick, more of an asshole the whole night. Finally, at a certain point, we don't even see this guy anymore. And we're like, what's going on? Because he was being a dick and he's going around, he's walking around. But at the same time, we feel for he came out with us tonight, so like you don't want to see him die.
You don't want to abandon him or anything.
You don't want him to get killed. The only thing is you just don't want him to die. So we start walking down the beach, and all of us are walking down, and we see this guy laying on the ground on the sand. Now it wasn't high enough. I don't think that if we'd have left him there, he'd have been drug out by like the sea.
Obviously, they considered this at that moment.
But I tried to look down to see if this guy was going to get wet, and if so, if it was anytime soon. In seeing that he wasn't, a decision had to have been made at this point. Now, some people, I'm not going to lie to you, were voting to just leave him here. And I'm like, I can't do that, man. We can't do that. Let's just pick him up. So we pick him up, we get him going, and then we wake him up a little bit, and then we drag him up to the room, lays out, pass out, right? Thinks everything over. All of a sudden, this guy gets up in the middle of the night, whips out his shit, and starts peeing on the floor. Everybody's passed out in the room. You got people on the floor. This guy's peeing on the floor. Scotty's like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Now, I disagree.
Now, everybody that voted leaving them on the beach is mad at you.
And mad at those that wanted to pick him up, right? Yeah. Everybody was for picking him up pretty much, except for like 2 or 3, though. Well, 2, maybe. No, maybe 2 or 3.
They're standing there going, I told you so.
Yeah.
If they're the ones getting peed on, they're probably ready to kill you.
So finally, the guy, you know, and I didn't even find out about this shit till the morning. So, like, I'm laying in bed. I wake up in the morning, and everybody's like, oh, my God, shh, 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 shh. Because this is my room. I rented the room. He didn't rent the room. It's under my name.
Oh, so you're getting the fine.
And this guy's peeing it on the floor.
Oh.
And so I wake up, and they're like, hey, man, he peed on the floor. I'm like, dude, did you pee on the floor? He's like, yeah, and this is the same day that the Gators are playing. Gators are playing, like, you got to leave, like, they're playing New Year's Day. So you got to get dressed, change up, or whatever, put your clothes on and get the hell out because we got to leave to check out to go home to watch the game. So we're on a time crunch here too at the same time. And this is when I still like sports. So this guy looks at me and says, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And pulls out an empty beer and starts pouring the beer on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Water. Oh, yeah, okay. Goes and grabs some water and then starts pouring water on it.
God.
We should
cover up the pee with beer.
I should
It's okay, bro. There's enough beer in that pee already.
Yeah. You can, exactly. Now, it gets better. My buddy Scotty worked with this guy, right? Scotty goes to work Monday or whatever day he was going to work. You know what I'm saying? The next work day. No, next work day. I don't know if you know Scotty or not, though. You might know. No, I don't think you do. You should meet Scotty, though. Scotty's a good guy. But Scotty works with this guy as a welder, right? So both of them are welders. So now think about that environment anyway, though. It's not like working in an office. You're working in a weld shop.
I know.
There's some shit getting talked in there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. If you just peed on somebody else's floor,
oh yeah,
you will now forever be known as Piss Boy.
Yes.
And you better love that name because that's the least that should have happened to you. Like you should have been killed for that one.
You don't even get Mr. Peabody. You get Piss Boy.
Yeah, you don't even get a cool name. Sir Peas a lot, you know? Nothing even cool. Nothing even remotely cool. Three blind peas. Whatever. 3 pissing mice.
Where the fuck are they going?
Where the fuck are they going, huh? I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, here we go. So, Scotty, Monday comes around, or whatever first day of work comes around, dude's nowhere to be found. They try to call him, they can't get a hold of him, no nothing, right? Second day comes, same thing happens. Third day comes, same thing happens. Finally, the fourth day, he's not been in work. Shows up like everything's just friggin' normal.
Like it's Monday.
Yeah, he's like, "Where you been?" Oh,
Around.
I'm back, man.
I just had to go to Taco Bell.
They fired him.
No,
they fired his ass. Deservedly so. So, like, you still got yours in the end. But what a dick move. Like, it's just so lack of respect. It's somebody else's room, and you're gonna pee on their floor? There's no age where that's okay.
Not even my 5-year-old can get away with that.
I don't care if you're
the age where it's okay, we put diapers on you.
Yeah. I was about to say 75.
Both ends of the spectrum. The only time where anybody's going to excuse you for peeing on the floor, they're going to be upset at themselves because they're going to be like, damn it, I should have secured the diaper.
This is my fault. This is my fault.
Here's the thing, too. There's a couple rules to live by here. 1, don't be a dick. 2, if somebody's being a dick to you, at one point, you got to make sure you check yourself a little bit. I know I've had to. I've tried to adjust and taken a look at myself and tried to be more aware and have adjusted things accordingly and have not gotten the results I've been looking for. So at this point, screw it. But I tried.
Welcome to misanthropy, my friend.
The thing, and it's in life, though. There's just people that are like this, man. You put 100 people in a room. I don't care. You just pick them random. And there's 5 that are like this. Sorry. Your drunk uncle has to be put in the equation somewhere.
Yeah.
Not up in my room, he doesn't.
Well, no.
Process of elimination.
Well, but this is where people, when they come to these kinds of things, are opening themselves up for this kind of activity to happen. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But you got to look at the enjoyment in it because you have a great story to tell when it comes to this. You know what I mean? It's through this struggle and through adversary that that bonds are formed. It is through true adversity that the bonds are formed. Did I say that wrong?
It's not adversary. It's adversity.
Adversity.
You did eventually get it right.
Adversity. Yeah, you got to go through. You got to go through that though. Learned it in the Marine Corps. That's how you do it, man. Now again, I didn't ask for it. Just happens. You know, what can I do?
No, I totally agree with you. Life is all about. It's just a series of moments, and you got to be able to take those moments and ultimately, this is not a weekend I regret. I don't regret those moments.
no reason for it.
Like
It's a good
you
story
said,
to
it's a
tell.
great story.
Welcome to the suck.
It's a great story, and I'm glad that Veronica Van Voorhees has the testicular fortitude that she does, and rolls like a boss because she laid it down. She laid the smack down on that candy ass. If you smell what Veronica's cooking,
Went rock on you, huh?
Which is so funny because I so don't cook.
I love wrestling. Neither does The Rock. I mean, just don't be a dick in life, man. Seriously. Don't be a dick to others either,
really, that should just be the
You
entire.
want to know why there's affiliates not being
I
built?
have wanted to spend. Oh, you do not understand. He has prevented me. I want to track them down.
I don't. You know what? Honestly, man, I think it's. I do believe, though, and I said this, I've said this privately, and I'll say it publicly. I do believe, though, that the voice is needed there. I do think that the voice of, well, we got to get a lot less government than even that. It needs to be there in the conversation.
No,
Absolutely.
I love mocking people. I have got to track these two down and just mercilessly.
I think she wants to friend them on Facebook and just every day send them a message.
Why waste your time with it, man?
Post on their wall, hey, remember me?
You know what? Yeah, why, here's the thing, though. In all
115
reality,
pounds, beat
why-
your ass. Yeah, that was me.
Here's the thing. Why waste your time with it, though? You're only you're only stooping down to their level, and they'll beat you with experience.
That's
You know?
true.
Keeping you into that argument is what they want at the end of the day because they're looking for attention. Because they're not willing to try to get attention in positive ways by doing activities and working hard. It's just by degrading others and causing fights. Don't give them what they want. I mean, again, you're free to do what you want, though, Big V.
You know.
I love you for whatever you do, man. America.
V.
America.
Triple V, that's right.
But at the end of the day, though, there's a lot more great people that are around. Like I said, man, one of the
Everyone
advantages.
plays their role
Yeah.
in this world.
Eh.
And some people's role
is to
is
just be a dick.
for me to Rochambeau them.
I just sent you his Facebook profile just in case you wanted to send him a friend request.
Wait, which one? Mr. Green Hawaiian shirt? Or...
Yes.
Oh, awesome. It's definitely the one. Green Hawaiian shirt. Really?
Look at it. Did you pull it up?
No, not yet. Is
Pull
he
it up,
wearing
please.
a fucking green Hawaiian
look
shirt?
at the post from 9 hours ago, please. You need to pull it up.
Still recovering from the weekend's drinking binge. Head still hurts.
Oh, Batman, look, man. Here's the thing, though.
You're welcome, you fucking dick.
Well, here's the thing, though. Look, from my understanding of as many shots as that is in that period of time, that could be considered alcohol poisoning. I think.
I was
Could be that you could die. Could you not die from that many drinks?
Possibly.
I mean, unless
I
you're
was waiting for him to
I
go
am
down.
not. I got to tell you, I am not that good of a drinker. By the way, more of a casual drinker than a pounder. I will say.
I will smoke you under the table. But drinking, I'm a lightweight.
I don't really, I like to drink though. Don't get me wrong. I love drinking Jack and Cokes, but I am more of a social drinker. Like I don't drink at home. So.
You don't drink at home?
No, I don't. Not really. I mean, not really though. I mean, I might from time. It's not like I never do, but it's here, so I could have Jack and if I wanted to. There's always Jack in the house somewhere. There's always got to have Jack around just in case, because sometimes you just need it. Sometimes you just need some Jack. But at any rate, one last thing though.
Slowly losing my mind.
All right,
I
one last
wonder
thing,
if
and then we
that
gotta
was
go to bed.
before or after
One more thing.
I showed him the dough.
Maybe,
Yes.
maybe before.
Here's the other one. I'm sending the other one over to you too.
Okay.
So this week, and this is a serious, important one, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
This week, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office announced that they would be installing new security cameras around the city and knocking on more than 18,000 doors without warrants as part of an initiative called Operation Ceasefire. Sheriff John Rutherford, Mayor Alvin Brown, and Councilwoman Denise Lee made the announcement this Tuesday at a press conference outside the local sheriff's office. The sheriff admitted that many aspects of the program, including the security cameras, would be paid for with money that was taken from victims of the drug war. We're going to use the drug money We pull out of this neighborhood to protect this neighborhood, Rutherford said. In addition to the aspects of the project which are being funded through asset forfeiture, the department is also asking for tax funding of over $3 million for new officers. The stated goal of this program is to decrease violent crime, most of which is related to the drug trade. However, the violence of the drug war is a direct result of prohibition, and the best way to stop the violence is to end prohibition. Mayor Brown said at a press conference that we must also be tough on the causes of crime. One of the best ways to stop crime is to prevent it. And then it says, unfortunately, he does not seem to realize that prohibition is actually one of many things causing violent crime, and then goes into some other stuff at this point. But the article pretty much is over. But if you go to the city council meetings and you go to these local things where these decisions are made,
Right.
there is a citizenry there that wants this to happen.
True.
That they consider it a good thing, to be honest with you.
Yes.
That locally, they like this kind of stuff. But only because they want to be able to stop crime, and they think this will do that. If they could be explained that this will not stop crime, again, legalizing marijuana, something that the majority of people agree with, right? So if they were able to legalize marijuana, they would not be crime-filled neighborhoods because marijuana would be legal,
Right.
not illegal. Now, don't get me wrong, there might be some other crime that these people would be doing in that neighborhood. I don't know that. But for the most part, they wouldn't be doing anything illegal with marijuana. And then they wouldn't be put in jail at a very young age where they turned into hardened criminals because you stuck them in a damn jail when they were 15 or 16 years old with a guy that's doing 10 years for armed robbery. And he's looking for a father figure. And besides poking him in the pooper, he's telling him what he should be doing. And he turns into a hardened criminal who's mad at the world because Whitey put him in jail. Now, again, it ain't Whitey's fault. I mean, honestly, you hide your weed better, but, you know. Nothing you can do about that.
Hold on. To some degree, it is Whitey's fault, because let's remember why weed is illegal in the first place. There was a racist argument used for all of these laws.
Yeah, it's still that way. It's still that way because of people like Al Sharpton.
I'm not going to remove the "it's Whitey's fault" argument just yet.
Well, no, but here's the thing, though. It's the country's fault at the end of the day, and
it's the country's fault for maintaining it. It's the country's fault that we're still there. That it's still Whitey's fault.
I mean, you got Whiteys that are fighting it too, though, so you can't really blame Whitey.
He can say that because he's Redskin.
Is that a derogatory term, or do you like Redskin? Can I call you? Can I call you Redskin?
She's allowed to say
Greg
whatever she
Redskin
wants.
Bowen.
She's allowed to say.
Can I say
whatever
that? Am I allowed to say that?
No, you can't.
Damn it! How about Redskin Greg Bowen?
No,
Greg Bowen Redskin.
no.
I'm running out of options here, man. I'm running out of options.
You have 9, and all of them are no.
Oh, well. So you're going to stipulate that all the other ones would be no as well, no matter what.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, well, 3 names,
Motion carries.
9 combinations, all no.
America. You know, this has happened in Pasco, by the way.
Indians have gotten. Wait, what?
Well, I imagine at one point on this land that could have happened. But as it stands right now, I'm talking about the Jacksonville thing. The knocking on doors, locking down a neighborhood.
Yes, sorry.
So it has happened here?
Here's what they did, man. They got an operation that's called START or something like that. What Operation START is that they will basically cordon off a neighborhood. That you got to go through the cops if you want to go in and out of the neighborhood. And then they bring regular cops, SWAT, Department of Children, DCF.
That's right. You told me about this. That's right. Now I remember.
The animal people.
Animal control.
Basically, every kind of government agency that's an enforcement agency that they could bring, they brought.
Yes.
And the horses for the kids.
Yes.
So they...
Because it's all about the children.
Yeah, because it's all about the children. So they go out and they do these to these neighborhoods, and people who don't know their rights will let them in their homes. They'll find things that are illegal, and they'll arrest them for those things. And that's what they did. And they collected so much money in revenue. And under the guise of they're cleaning up that neighborhood. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing. The problem comes into play is that there are victim crimes that went on in that neighborhood that they are arresting people for.
And that's fine.
And that's perfectly fine. But you knew where the guy was. Go get him. Here's the thing. I don't mind paying tax money for local police.
Here's the thing.
Local police.
Here's the thing. You don't need to clean up neighborhoods. You need to jail individual criminals.
Correct. Now, if they all happen to live in one neighborhood, hey, lucky for you, go get them.
The whole point of libertarianism, if I understand correctly, let me just kind of boil it down. It's the individual over the collective.
Always.
Right?
Always.
Yep.
So it's not the neighborhood that needs to be cleaned up. It's the individuals that are the problem that need to be removed.
Yeah,
right?
If they violated somebody else's rights, then that's when you would have law enforcement come in.
So let's deal with the individual. Do we need to treat the whole neighborhood as if they're all dirty? You all need to be cleansed. You all need... I'm sorry. The terminology.
You all need to be checked out. We're going to check everybody out, see what's going on. If you got anything wrong with you, we're going to bust you.
Because it doesn't take that far of a logical leap for it to become ethnic cleansing. For it to become, get in the boxcar. Because
it's the same thought process.
Yeah,
coming
from an Indian.
Here's the thing: it's coming from. If you think those people are coming to get you,
I'm sorry. I come from a long line of motherfuckers who were wrong in trusting the government.
Well, I hear you.
The government made us a lot of promises. The only one they kept is that they were going to take our fucking land.
Would you like some blankets?
Well, here's the thing. At this point,
we have blankets.
But
to
at
keep
this
you
point,
warm.
though, you can be involved. You know what these police are doing. That's why That's why you need to elect the right. Look, we have all the wrong sheriffs in the state of Florida. By the way, all the wrong ones. They're all the wrong ones that we have. Some of them have good qualities, like Grady Jug, when it comes to going after like pornography and stuff like that, and like not pornography, but kitty porn. Mm-hmm. Like kitty porn we should be busting people for that.
Kitty porn is bad. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you agree with that or not, but we got.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't know if you're looking for me to make the devil's advocate argument for kitty porn, but it's not coming from over here.
Okay. But at any
maybe one day when it's well established that I'm just doing it for entertainment value and just to make the argument so we can have it, I might do it, but I ain't just gonna do it right now.
Yeah, but at any rate, I do believe that your local police or your local peace officers is what they should be. Are there? I do believe that is a function of your local government. It's voted on by your local government. Those people work for your local government. And city council or county commission. It's one of the two. It's either your county sheriff or it's your city sheriff. And you just got to make sure you elect the right one with the right. And we just don't have the right ones with the right policies. And the laws suck. One of the problems with these cops is that the laws suck, and they're quoted up.
Yeah. I mean, if they had a much smaller list of laws to enforce that were for the right things, it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, we wouldn't need as many of them either.
We wouldn't need as many, and it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
If the only reason that they could mess with you is for violating someone's rights, then it becomes a whole lot easier. Yeah. When they don't have a statute that gives them the ability to just stop and search you, like they have in New York City, a cop can just stop and search you.
Yeah.
Just stop you and say, "Hey, I want to search you and see what's on." And you have to do that in New York City.
Yeah.
We abide by that. And if they didn't have to worry about all these other laws to enforce, they couldn't even get by with that.
Yeah. Well, they've just made everything a damn crime. Look, you break the law 5 times a day. I mean, that's basically what it is. You break the law 5 times a day.
The cops break the law.
Everybody does. The problem is that you have a bunch of people in charge that can enforce their rules upon others. And they have pressure from up top in order to hit a certain number of encounters on a monthly basis or on a monthly basis. Again, and I know that in the Constitution, the quotas are eliminated, but they ain't.
No.
Not in some places they might be, but in many places they're not.
I've talked many times on the show about how my father's a retired police officer. And he talked about how when it came down, because he was a cop when that ruling came down and quotas were eliminated.
Yeah.
And they were no longer, nothing changed.
No.
They were no longer called quotas. They were called minimum job requirements.
Yeah.
Which everyone has. Everyone has a minimum job requirement. You can't work in a factory and not put out enough parts a day and not expect to work there.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has a minimum job requirement. Come on.
Well, the thing about that is though is that you can't have that kind of thing for a police officer.
No.
Your minimum job requirement for police officers is like that you show up and that you protect the rights of the people. Like you keep doing that, but it's not necessarily a quantifiable thing.
Well,
Maybe complaints. If you get a lot of complaints, then you should be gone.
here's the thing. To play devil's advocate, it's not child porn, so I'll do it. Their belief is what you just said. We all break the law 5 times a day. If you're a cop and you're out there observing the citizens and they're all breaking the law 5 times a day, there should be no problem with you turning in this many tickets per day and arresting this many people per day. I mean, you can't argue with their logic. Unfortunately, their logic is backed by a shit ton of bad laws. They have a shit ton of bad laws that are backing that logic. We shouldn't be breaking that many laws per day because there shouldn't be that many laws.
Yeah. Again, the basic tenet is, and honestly, that's the great thing about libertarianism, by the way. Look, at the end of the day, if you don't infringe on the rights of another, you should be free to do as you wish. And then all the laws that we're going to have are all geared towards that. It's not anarchy, but it's that you can do what you want as long as you're not messing with anybody else. Now, you can make the arguments in lawyer terms about when somebody is messing with somebody else or when somebody else's rights are getting infringed on. And the person that's having their rights infringed on has the ability to make the case as to why that's being done. And all of that's done in the courtroom. And
Absolutely.
That's the courts. And that is the reaction to what is going on. Property rights is one of the biggest things that you can possibly have, in my opinion, is property rights. Because when you have that, then the government can't take your property away. But we don't even have property rights now because we got to pay, taxes on it. You got to pay taxes on your property. You don't even own it then. They definitely need a new system when it comes to that. I like what Adrian's doing when it comes to just eliminating the homes, 100% homestead, so you don't pay any tax on your property of your main residence.
That's part of why I'm such an ardent defender of the homeless. Because they're more free than all of us are.
Amen.
They're not paying property taxes. They're not paying sales taxes. They're not paying income taxes. And some of those people are there in that position because of that. And they're making that choice because they're more free than all of us are.
Well, no, they're definitely, there's some people.
Are you going to throw some Tyler on us?
Who do they have to answer to?
They just beg on the streets.
They have themselves to answer to. And we may consider them refuge and the unwashed and the
every time I drive around the state a lot, so I'm in a lot of the areas where where homeless people will be on the side of the road asking for money. I always give them money. Without fail, always give them money. Honestly, I actually consider it karma.
Cavadala.
You're not homeless on the side of the road.
You don't know that.
Well, considering that you've been here for a while, I know how you got here. I've been to your house. You're just not fitting any of the qualifications here. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought we were having a minimum standards here or something. Every time I always got changed in the car, man. I always give. It may not even be a $1 or something like that. Maybe $1.50. Maybe $2 if I'm feeling froggy. If the guy puts on a good game. If somebody walked up to my car and said, "Man, I'm just trying to get drunk, man," honestly, I might give you $5.
Oh, dude, I think I told this story once on the air. I did that before. Once in Ybor, a guy rolled up to me. I'm walking to another club. He's like, "Hey, man, let me get $5 so I can get into this club and get my drink on." I'm like, hey, "Come on, come with us. I'll pay your cover."
Even if I know I'm getting scammed, I don't care. Don't care. Don't even care.
See, my thing is,
I don't get annoyed. The only place that I've ever been annoyed at was Washington, D.C. Because those bums were relentless.
Well,
Like if I say no,
they learn from the best.
Well, yeah, but if I say no, then leave me alone. You know what I mean? I also have the freedom to be left alone.
Come on, dude. You learn from the people you're surrounded with. Yeah, like DC. Come on, look at where they are.
Yeah.
Do they listen to
I'm
no?
surprised they didn't have a staffer do it.
What's the,
Maybe they're the staffer.
You've written your congressman. You've told them no. What'd they do?
Well, they did anyway.
Persistent bastards, aren't they?
Yeah.
Where do you think those homeless?
Well, what are they
going to
do? Knock on everybody? What are they going to do? Find 18,000 doors to knock on in a place called Operation Ceasefire? How? You know what? Here's the thing. You're the one walking in there with guns, trying to get your way in everybody's house. You know, if one of those 18,000 people are going to start shooting, are you going to blame that person? Or are you going to blame you guys for taking over neighborhoods? What the hell's wrong with you? Stupid people. Get rid of these laws, man. You bunch of dumbasses. I gotta get them changing my own area too. That's okay. I got a plan for that shit. So I got accepted to the board, by the way, to one of the boards.
Which board?
An alternate to the Parks and Recreation Board.
Parks and Recreation. Awesome.
Well, I asked for two boards. I asked for two different boards. One of them was the land management one. That's the one I really wanted. They didn't want to give me that one though, because I'm not going to go in there and sell it all.
Let's close it now.
Yeah, let's get rid of this stuff here. And there's a lot of land they can sell. Now, there's land that I let them keep, too. I let them keep the park.
How much are we paying to turn the lights on in this office while we're holding this meeting? Let's shut this down.
To be honest with you, what I'd be willing to do is I'd be willing to sell all the property that they have that's not around the Sims Park area, with the exception of, like, the rec center. Keep the rec center. I'm fine with you keeping the rec center. What else do they got? They got a couple parks around. I'm fine with you keeping the parks.
What, you like rec centers? You probably like libraries,
You
too.
probably.
I totally like
Damn
libraries,
you
by
for
the way.
Oh, you like fire departments?
Yeah, I do.
You fucking Nazi.
I'm sorry. Locally, I like my local fire department and the local
Rec centers,
library.
libraries, and fire departments. Come on. Next thing you're going to be asking for trains and gas chambers.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Jesus. All right. At any rate, look, and if you don't want one in your local area, I'm fine with you saying no. Look, and if they build it privately, I'd actually be better with it. But piss off anyway, because I know what you're doing. But let me say it like this, though. What they want to do. You ever been down to downtown Newport, Richie?
I have not, actually.
Never? All right. They got this park called Sims Park, right? Now, Sims Park's off to the side, and they got a whole bunch of land right here, right? Now, over here is a thing called Orange Lake. And then they have a big road that goes all the way around Orange Lake. Now, it's pretty good size. I mean, it's not overly huge, but it's pretty huge. Now, this area is typically used like for Christmas. They put like big Christmas cards all around the lake. They light them up. Looks very nice. Holiday wise, this area is used. Car shows, this area is used. The city basically rents out the space for different events that happen all over the place. So it's a little bit of a revenue generator.
Okay.
But the road goes all the way around. Now, right next to it is also the West Pasco Historical Society and the Peace Hall, which was like an old church, which you can hold events there. And it's a cool place to hold events, actually. I'm surprised we don't actually hold events there, but we should. Actually, we should do one for Wiley's campaign, to be honest with you. I should call Peace Hall, get something scheduled for Wiley's campaign, and do
Do a
something.
live remote show from there.
But at any rate, what happens is that the city owns most of this land already at this point. Am I boring the shit out of you guys? You guys want?
No, I'm
this?
offering.
No,
you
we're
a
talking
fan.
about the heat. It's all good. It's all good.
You want a fan?
I'm good.
So they own all this land right now, pretty much. The city owns all this land as it stands right now, and they're looking to redo this land. They're remaking the park, basically.
Right.
But they're getting very what you would consider to be radical with what they're actually trying to do, because what they're trying to do is to take a look at this square, this landmass, in a much more empty slate kind of mentality. Like if there was nothing there and you were going to build for the first time, what would you do? So much so that the circle, the road that goes all around the circle, half of it's going to be removed and it's going to be park. It's going to be park. It's going to be parked, not going to be. You can't drive on it. And they're going to move the because there's like a big jungle gym or whatever you call it. What do you call those things?
The playground.
Playground. Huge playground though, right? So you got a playground. They're going to move the playground up to this other area, and they're going to basically remake this a whole area, but they're going to radically change it. I happen to see the plans, and it's actually a pretty good idea. However, The overall plan over the course of 10 years or something like that is going to cost somewhere in the neighborhood of like $64 million. And that's just what they're saying it's going to cost. You know it'll cost more money than that. Mm-hmm. They're going to do it in phases. And what they're going to do is they're going to do it in the gun to your head phases probably. And I don't know the specifics yet. I got to figure this out. But what they are, and they've already been, had people lay out possibilities for this kind of stuff. Which I think there's a meeting next week I probably have to go to about this, by the way. 'Cause totally got to go to one of these meetings here. But at any rate, they're going to spend $64 million. Now, I'll make a deal with you. You sell every other piece of property you own around the city, and you raise that $64 million out of the funding that you get from selling those properties. And you can build your park, and you can do it right away. Sell the properties right away. You can have the money right away. You can get it all the phases done at one time. Make it a cool time over at Sims Park. Now, the thing is that I think that what they're trying to do will actually make the park more money. It'll be a bigger park. It'll be like there's
more accessible and more useful.
Like there's kinds of events that you can't do there right now that if you change the way the park is, you'd be able to do.
Right.
Bigger events.
Right.
Like you could put like a little mini fair in there almost if you change it up the right way.
You could probably bid to host the county fair or something, maybe. Unless
the fairgrounds is where you hold the fair. I mean, they're not making it like fairgrounds, but like other events though, you'll get more and bigger events.
Okay.
Big food truck rallies. You just be able to do events bigger.
Okay, I follow you.
So, and because they've already put like a mini little thing there before. This year they just put a mini little thing there, the mini fairs there. But it was all over on the streets, and it's up and it's down, and there's curves
from the streets, yo.
It's a beautiful little place to live. Look, I wish when I was a kid I would have bought my house in downtown Newport Richey. I really do, because it would be so nice. Because it's actually starting like that downtown Newport Richey could actually be like pretty cool. Like you can grow food in your front yard. The city's pretty. The cops are pretty cool in Newport Richey. You don't really get out for the victim stuff. They don't really. I mean, they'll get you on some non-victim stuff, but they don't harass people. So it's. I wish I would have bought it a long time ago. So, but live with that regret. Makes me want to cry. Is that the show? Should we leave on a sour note like that?
It's up to you. I mean,
broccoli.
It's sad, but I think we should all go cheer ourselves up with some libertarian joy.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Make that music happen. That's Pink's. I'm kind of get this party started, right?
Well, something like that.
To be honest, we got to go to Jacksonville and freaking protest this thing, or walk around with. We'll talk about it later. All right.
The music's rolling, brother.
Off the rails. We'll see you later.